I think it's that I look at my whole life and I see the awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
Sexually ambiguous, racially ambiguous. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
We're checking if we're on. We're simulcasting with Jason Ellis. It's Jim and Sam and Jason.
Yeah, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, or the Jason Ellis Show, depending on which channel you're listening to.
You're either listening to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts with guest Jason Ellis, or the Jason Ellis Show with the two assholes that haven't left yet.
Yeah, it's your show. Let me come walking in.
Oh, Jason! Hey!
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us here.
Tully, come in. We got to check these guys' show out.
Oh, here comes Tully. Tully, welcome.
Nice digs, guys. Look at you guys out here in L.A.
Yeah, we just wanted to put a bunch of wolf knife stuff up in our studio.
Make me feel at home. No, I appreciate that.
No, we were doing like the first hour with Ellis over here, and then over there, depending on
here. Yeah, I'm here, and it's great to be here. I got to tell you guys, thanks.
It's a much nicer studio. The one we've been in is not bad. It's not what we have in New York, but there's a few real shit ones here. So we kind of prefer being here with you.
Yeah, you guys can use this if you want.
We're on at the same
problem. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There could be a problem.
Yeah, we're on
simulcast over and over again.
Just every time we come out,
change the name of your fucking Twitter thing against the Jason, Sam, and fucking Jimmy and Tully and every other jerk off in the world show.
With Dan Harmon.
Yeah, with Dan Harmon.
Yeah, we have Dan on Sam and Jim today. We have Dan Harmon and Bill Burr coming in today.
I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, me too.
I love calling him the comedian's comedian because I know he hates that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Damn! Bill.
So where were we?
Yeah, I'm not talking. You're talking.
We were talking.
It's like a gap here. It's like who's hosting.
Well, we're trying to, we were talking. We came in early to talk to Jason.
Right.
Yeah.
And we started talking about fucking trans sex, and then we started talking about the Opie and Anthony breakup.
Right.
That's kind of where we were, and then we realized Sam and I had to come and do a show.
You do.
And they said, hey, why don't you guys simulcast for a little while before you go out and go in and have your guests.
Goddamn valet parker kept me downstairs for 10 minutes.
Why?
Please don't talk shit on Jesus. He's a good guy.
He wasn't there.
Oh.
I haven't seen him all morning.
Oh, well then, fuck.
Where'd you park?
I had to park in a handicap spot and just give the keys to the guy at the
Why
desk.
the handicap spot?
That's the only spot.
That's a lie. You're there first in the morning. You have all the other ones to choose from.
You can park sideways.
There was one other spot, and then there was a handicap spot.
So once again, let me ask you the question. Why the handicap spot?
Because I had to come up and do the Jason Ellis show.
Why not the one that isn't the handicap spot?
The handicap spots are so much more convenient. They're way closer.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fucked up.
He's right. And how many handicapped people do you have here? 30? There's too many spots.
That is a weird.
Way
I've
too
never
many
seen
handicap
anybody
spots. You don't
handicapped
need
in this
them.
building.
Yeah.
No.
Good point. There is like 4 spots down there for them.
It's like a fucking hospice out front. You need one guy.
Yeah.
One guy.
Yeah. And
But if there's 2, it is awkward.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, they can park in the electric car spots. Those are great. Nobody's using those
Wait,
either.
we have electric car spots?
Everybody does, right?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not in New York.
In New York,
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't. In the garages, sometimes in the garages in New York they do, but it's not like here where everybody's driving them.
Nobody's driving them here, but they thought everybody was going to be driving them here. So every grocery store, the best 5 spots are electric car spots that nobody's using.
Nobody has the electric cars out here?
Not that's
so
going to
funny.
my supermarket
Isn't
anyway.
the Tesla a regular? What's it called?
That's a hybrid.
I don't know if that actually has.
They're all hybrids.
I have
They're
a
all
neighbor
cheats.
that lives across the street from me, and they have a power line running out of their front door to their car.
Yeah.
That's a proper electric car.
No, the Tesla's a plug-in.
It is a plug-in?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
it's a whole
it is.
plug-in. You've got to plug it in. There's no gas going into that car at all.
Seems so shitty to plug your car in.
Yeah, it just seems really annoying.
Stupid.
My fiance has a Prius, and I drove hers to fucking San Diego the other day, and it told me it was running out of gas.
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this thing doing? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what? Why is it out of gas? Why does it have to? It sucks. It doesn't go fast. Doesn't do burnouts. And now you're telling me I've got to go to the gas station with it?
That's the whole point. That you don't have to fill it up ever.
Lies.
Well, no, the thing is that
It's like
I think.
it's like a political car. Just lies.
Well, no, it's a hybrid, which they say for the driving that you do on an everyday basis, the battery will probably handle it. If you go for a long drive, that's when you're going to burn through the gas.
Bullshit. Get a
Yeah,
motorcycle.
it is bullshit.
Well, what's really bullshit about it is that you're still burning fossil fuels to make electricity, and electric cars are just as dirty as gas cars. And
They
for some
are?
reason, what? They're not solar powered. They're fucking coal powered, making electricity.
Don't even get me started on the battery, Sam.
Really?
Yeah, battery's bad for the environment.
Oh shit! So it's just as bad.
You know, and nobody wants to bring that up. Oh, it's a battery car. It's a battery car. It's fucking fuel. It's still fuel. Fossil fuels are fucking bad.
Isn't it less?
It literally depends on what city you're in and what time of day you get the power.
You know what the difference is? We don't get electricity from the Middle East. So they're like, all our gas has to come from there.
Not anymore.
But that's not where we get electricity from.
Wait, we don't get oils from Brazil.
We get it from everywhere.
Yeah.
But we have more of it than anybody. We just bring it in, too.
Donald Trump keeps saying that ISIS has all the oil, and we're going to take it from him.
Yes, well, Donald Trump is the guy that you should listen to, for sure.
I thought so. He's running for president.
You got your facts straight there, for sure, buddy. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
No, we literally get it from Canada, Europe, Middle East, and Brazil. We bring it in from everywhere.
Look, I feel like we're almost going political here, and I'm really scared that we're going to do that. I want to go back to Opie and Anthony and Jimmy not being friends and all that stuff.
I like that. You're like, I'm starting to get uncomfortable with those political talk. Let's get into the personal drama.
Well, no, because I know your personal drama. I don't know political stuff.
That makes sense.
And someone's going to call and say, shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to say,
stuff,
I agree.
It gets boring for the audience at one point because no matter who you are, no matter how funny a comic, how good a radio host, we all do. Whenever we're talking politics, we all start to think that we should be taken seriously in that moment. Yeah. And it's not intentional.
No, it's an accident.
But then you're like, oh, God, what a douche. It was five guys just going, well, technically, I think that everyone's like, shut up.
You go on a rant and you go home and you're like, I probably, with 10 years of work, could run for office, I think. I could be...
Yeah, Kanye shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Morons.
Jim,
exactly.
actually, I think...
Morons.
Jim, I think you've had the single funniest joke that I've heard in this political cycle, which was when you tweeted during the first debate that Bill and Melania were 69ing at the craft service table.
Oh, thank you.
That's the only good, humorous thing that has come out of this whole fucking thing is that one joke.
Thank you. Yeah, that was one of my better Twitter moments.
It's pretty hard to have a good Twitter moment these days. You're probably the last samurai, really.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have. If you're live tweeting something, you're bound to have a few good ones. But the next day, it's like when I argue with someone on Twitter, I just go back and clean up the timeline simply because it gets boring for people who aren't involved in that moment.
Delete the old tweets?
Sometimes I will. If I argue with somebody, I will because it's boring and it clogs it up.
Yeah, but who's going to your nobody goes to your Twitter page to look at all the Jim Norton tweets.
That's no reason but that's the only reason I do it, to be honest. There's no real motive for it other than just to get rid of it. We had an argument a day or two later.
Just so you have a nice, clean Twitter page?
No, it's just boring.
I think it's my legacy.
Yeah, exactly. This is my written works.
The complete me.
So, Sam,
Twitter.com.
you don't talk to Opie anymore?
No.
Let me follow up on something that you said. So he said that he heard that you were talking shit to some other people, yada, yada, yada.
For our audience, we covered some of this earlier on Jason's show. So
thank you for catching everybody up. So you never had a bad word to say about him? You never went, this fucking guy, this or that?
No, that's what I said. I had to address it on the air because he addressed it on the air, that I'm sure there are moments like you have a frustration where you're like, what the fuck is he doing? Or I'm not getting enough, my promos aren't running for my night show, or he's pretending it does it, whatever it is. It's these little things that don't actually mean anything. But he's also surrounded himself with people that are gossipy, kind of evil people.
Surrounded himself, you mean his production team or his?
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, I know because I was there.
Aren't they your friends too, aren't they?
Well, I don't, Roland works with us,
yes.
But Roland's very, very gossipy.
Yeah, Roland works. Roland's a weird, gossipy guy because he just goes whatever.
Yeah, he just kind of splurts out a sentence, and then if you want to hear something in it, you can find it, and if you don't have to. He doesn't actually say anything concrete, but if you have an insecurity about somebody talking shit or somebody doing something, he kind of mumbles something, and you're like, I knew it. I knew it.
He mumbled the confirmation.
Right. And so it's
and he works on both shows.
Yes, because he's talent booker, so he just books
for all of you. Sure.
Yeah, but since Jim and I have started, I think he realized a lot of the drama that was kind of circulating around him.
Yeah,
so he's kind of cooled out on it and is just doing a really good job booking guests.
He's staying out of the drama.
Yeah,
because it seems like Sam, you don't seem like a guy that really wants to be in it, but you do have if somebody fucks with you, you do take it personally and you never forget it. We were just discussing in the break.
Yeah.
And Jim, you seem like a pretty, maybe you could get a little bitter sometimes, but you seem pretty upbeat about your life or your career. For sure, you do.
I kind of go back and forth. I feel bitter and like I'm a failure, and I also feel really good and feel really lucky. I have very mixed emotions about all of it. And with Opie and Anthony, it's again, it's mixed emotions. My feelings toward Ant, it's not. I don't know why it worked out that way. Maybe because he and I are more similar performers, the way we react with, you know what I mean? I don't know why. But I've never had a bitterness towards him. And other than I was mad at him for his decisions when he got fired. I was like, fuck, dude. But it was just because I missed him, you know?
He's not really a racist, is he?
You know, I think Ant went down a bit of a rabbit hole the way Bobby Fischer did. Like, where you're so smart and you see something a certain way. And I think 80% of fucking Anthony's anger. Do you guys hear that noise?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Okay, it sounds like we're inside a toilet.
Yeah, it's my life.
Right. I think I'm just so glad Jimmy caught it before I said it, because usually when I say it, everyone looks at me like, dude, nobody can hear it, calm down. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, I can hear it.
I think that's our channel seeping through.
It's somebody trying to break the wall down so that we can just get this whole thing over and done with and do a giant show.
Right.
As one giant family.
Where we can all be butt buddies together.
Yeah.
Let's Aerosmith Run DMC this fucking thing.
I know. We talked about it a bunch of times. We so want to do that.
Ramming the mic stand through the wall.
We so want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny, man. He went down a bit of a rabbit hole where I think a lot of his ranting comes to the way the press covers things, and it gets misdirected, like because the press really does cover things one way.
Yeah.
And I've gotten caught up in that. This fucking rage at the way they report racial motivation of white people different from the racial motivation of black. It's just condescending, shitty white people in the press. And I think a lot of Ant's reactions are to that, because that was what started down this whole thing. Do I think he is a raving racist? No. Only because I've had enough personal discussions with him and enough interactions with him. But when you start seeing something a certain way and you're that smart and you can justify anything, it's really hard to unsee it.
I mean, because I don't know him and I just see those tweets, and I'm a guy that I will admit I overreact to people's racist comments.
You're very sensitive about it.
Yeah, I think I've slowed down a lot from it, because I think I'm just a little bit more even keeled all the way around. But I used to be, which is, I don't know where I get it from. There isn't even a fucking black person in Australia. There is now, but not when I lived there. But I would always be very like a white guy that dropped the N-word. I would go hard, and I've had people stop me. I've had people like, dude, you don't need to do that.
Even in Australia before you got out here?
No, only in America. But it made no sense. You know what I mean? Like,
there was no foundation for
I didn't have a black friend. I'm not black.
Right.
Why? But I'm the person in the room that's going to tell that dude to shut the fuck up, or he's going to get clipped. And everyone else, I've had a guy that knows me so well, a moto dude, Kerry Hart, good friend of mine. And we were riding moto together, and another guy was like, fucking, you know, and I was like, what the fuck? And his hand went on my shoulder and was like, don't worry about it, dude. It's not worth it. Trust me, you don't want to go down there. Because he knew that I was going to put my bike down and go over there and fucking headbutt that dude. Because I was like, well, I'm like, wait, I'm going on a fucking ride with a fucking Nazi right now? Like, I don't want to ride anymore with this dude. Like,
do you think it's because at that point, like, you had so much anger and wanted to fight so bad that when you saw something that could justify it, you could
crusade for justice?
Right, you could be the good guy and still get all this venom out of you you just want to
I'm not a violent guy.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I'm scared of fighting. Katie,
you just fought Shane Carwin.
Yeah, but I fought Shane Carwin because I'm an entertainer and I'm not as funny as Jim Norton. And I don't have any material. I'm like, what would be super entertaining?
You know, I got my ass kicked by Shane Carwin.
Yeah. I think if I'm in the crowd, I'm like, oh my God, dude, Ellis is going to fight Shane Carwin. Look at the fucking size of that dude. Holy shit, I can't believe he's going to do it. That's why I do it.
Right.
And I really look up to fighters, and I want to feel the experience of it.
It'd be like if I let a pro wrestler put me through like a cardboard table or something. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, dude, imagine if they were like, we love your show, WWE, we're going to fucking throw you through the cage, you're going to land on this table, you're going to get fucking hurt, man.
I'd be like, fucking A.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
No, I'm with you.
That's where it is.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And I love being a competitor. Like I have that nature in me, and I'm like, I wonder if I could get him to miss for 3 rounds. You know, obviously I was wrong.
Yeah. But this fucking the only complaint I had about this was the camera angle, and the referee literally couldn't not stand in front of the camera because the way he was doing it. I wish there was more than one camera angle, because a couple times the referee got in the way, but again, that was just him reffing the thing.
That was him trying to save my life. He was
Yes.
actually really concerned because Shane was really serious. He was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Because he's not going to let you make a fool out of him.
Yeah, I know, but well, dude, look, at one point I had that arm trapped and we were up with the ropes and I just went like that with my hand making fun of him when instead I could have fucking knuckled him as hard as I could have over and over again and maybe done some damage.
For the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts
He was
listeners,
not doing that.
At the last Ellis Mate event, Jason fought UFC's Shane Carwin
Ellis Mania.
with
Thank you, Jim.
with his arm. Shane had one arm tied behind his back.
It wasn't behind his back, it was in
front of
front.
him.
Well, whatever. You can't use it. There's a lot of duct tape.
Shane
on
was
it.
just jabbing with his big
enough.
left hand. He's a big kid, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
Shane
kept
Carwin's a
exploding
big
out of
dude.
that.
He did.
Yeah, we had to re-duct tape him like 5 times.
Because he wanted to hit him so bad.
No, just
really
the
wanted
duct
to
tape
kill
wouldn't
him.
contain him. Eventually, he was just on the honor system. Really.
When we clinched, he punched me in the back of the head. He cheated.
Wow.
My whole I remember it was,
cheated.
my face went my whole face went tingly.
Does he hit harder than you thought he would?
No, I mean I actually like I said a little prayer before I went out there because I was like I know I'm going to get knocked out, and I just hope that it's not one of those because I've been knocked out before in skateboarding where I woke up in a hospital.
Sure.
And that shit's not good, man. Those things make you think about things differently. I mean I thought I was suffocating, and I pissed my pants. It was like a struggle. I was in and out of consciousness. It was like bad.
Right.
You know, I was fucked up in the head for a couple of days afterwards. So, this guy hits harder than anybody in the UFC. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go to hospital and do that. I hope I just get like a cool knockout for YouTube.
Right.
And I'm at the after party, which was exactly what happened.
So how would you have felt, though? Because it would have been entertaining to the audience, but I feel like since it's your event, they wouldn't have taken you as seriously if you got knocked out so hard that you shit yourself in the ring. Would you have felt like that's still a success?
Yeah,
Because everybody
yeah,
wants to
we
see
would have
it?
enjoyed that a lot.
If you could see the shit coming out of the side, yeah, I would be okay
like
with that.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like that case. He's all bummed out.
As one of the announcers, I would have had the Yoel Romero jokes ready to go immediately.
But if I had been out and stayed out and
Yeah.
then stretch it out, no, because I know that the fans care about me. And,
Right.
and it's same as if there was another guy that wasn't me that was in Alice Mania that was unconscious, didn't wake up and was stretch it out. That would ruin the event.
It's not fun anymore.
What I was
Right.
way more concerned about, I didn't think this was going to happen or even likely to happen, but what I was legitimately concerned about is Jason was also supposed to do a stunt where he jumped off a truck and landed on a skateboard on the Friday night before we did an event with, and I was supposed to do, I've been dabbling in stand-up comedy. I was going to do a little stand-up spot and then a band was going to play. And if he had hurt himself and been unable to attend that, I know he would want the show to go on, and I felt it would fall on me to try to do a little stand-up comedy
Yeah,
to
selfish
warm
motivation. Yeah,
to
understandable.
warm the crowd up for, hey, Jason would want us to have fun, even though we all know it's life or death for him at Las Vegas Presbyterian. So how about that fucking Vegas airport, guys? I mean, am I right?
Right, yeah.
That was
Didn't
what I
think
was
of that.
concerned about. If you'd got knocked out at the end of Saturday night, that was the end of the weekend event. There was
Right.
nothing. There was no show that
You were
could go
concerned
on.
because the crowd would have been tougher for you to make laugh.
Well, that's some pressure.
Well, Jason
I
is
feel
in
like
the
you guys are.
hospital.
I feel like you guys are willfully misinterpreting my comments here.
No, we understand.
Yeah. How did you feel the next morning when you woke up?
A
Fine?
little bit sad.
Just sad, but not like hurt? Like physically?
Not sore, no. Just
Why were
just
you sad?
Concussions make me sad.
I get that.
And I felt like I could have done better. He scared me, and then I lost my game plan because the first knockdown, and then when he picked me up off the ground, I was like, and then his face. He was so serious that he made me not do what I trained to do, and what I really wanted to do was tag him a bunch of times and then get knocked out.
Right.
Well,
you
for
did
him,
get
it's almost like, at one point he fought Brock Lesnar, and if he didn't gas, he would have beat him. Like, he probably should have beaten Brock. And then now he's almost like his arm is tied behind his back, and he's fighting almost in a, like when the professional wrestler would fight the boxer. And he's probably like, I want to fight in the UFC. So for him, it's probably like, fuck, what am I doing?
Well, he's coming out of retirement, and he knew it.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not going to have a video of me losing to some radio jerk off. Like, I'm going to smash this dude. So,
Yeah.
Look, at the point I made it one round against him, he started talking to his corner guy about making some adjustments, and I'm like, man, this guy is not fucking around at all. and
like a little fucking around. You would have liked that.
Man,
Like,
have
come
some-
on. Like,
yeah. Like, fucking every time he came at me, I was like, he is just looking for the knockout.
He was thunder lipsing. Basically, it was thunder lipsing. He wasn't playing games until after it was over, and then he was fine.
Yeah, then it was all jokes after it. And he came to my room, started playing around. I'm like, man, I don't even like you right now. Like, you fucking destroyed me.
That Will Smith movie didn't scare you from concussions?
No, this is my life, man.
This is it.
Yeah.
Do you ever see, like, Tully?
I'm more worried about dying from my heart stopping or something like that than... You know, I make it to 80. My main thing every day is to like, come on, man, just think you're gonna be okay. You know, like because I just think it's gonna happen any day.
Power positive thinking.
I try, you know, I want to, but I can't help not thinking that it's just gonna end.
Then that'll be it.
Yeah, I might die tomorrow. I might die like in a year or something.
I'm probably going to die right before they figure out how to keep us alive forever.
Yeah,
Like on the way to the place. Yeah, eventually they are. But on the way to the place to get evaluated to see if I'm eligible, I'll fucking have an accident.
You know what?
I'm with that, Jim.
I'm more concerned about a variation on that, which is they are going to figure something out in 10 years that'll keep people alive for 1,000 years, but you're going to have to have gotten in on the ground floor, like when you were 3. So we'll be the last, and we'll know it. We're the last generation that dies a sort of natural lifespan.
Oh, yeah, that will suck.
What's that over-the-top camera angle?
That's from your website.
Fucking, wait, you got an over-the-top angle of the knockout?
Yep.
Let me see that.
Is it better?
Yeah, well, the fucking ref isn't in the way. Jim pointed it out.
We're watching Jason get knocked out with Shane Carwin, not even throwing his hardest left, obviously. He's just such a big fucking strong dude.
Finally got an angle that gets rid of Joel Mills' glory hog.
Yeah, that ref just kept... He kept getting in the way.
He kept looking at me in the eyes because I got knocked down. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "I'm all right." He's like, "Are you sure?" Okay, I don't want to watch it. I'm over it. I want to get back into this thing because I know you got to do your radio show. So you're on the channel. It's Opie's channel.
Yes.
And you're on in the morning. And do you guys see each other when you walk at all?
No. We haven't talked since the whole thing. What happened was Opie and I have the same agent. We have the same Bob Eatman. But Bob, you know, look, he knew Opie and I both. I told Bob I want to stay in the mornings because I travel. I hate getting up.
Okay.
But I'm dysfunctional if I'm in the afternoons. Like, my life stops. I have to fucking have some kind of an existence.
Okay.
Where I can, you know, because I won't go to the bank. I won't do it. You know, I'll just fucking get up right before the show, do it, and then be a piece of shit all night. So this kind of makes me live a normal life.
Okay.
So I told Bob, look, I just won't be on his channel. Put me somewhere else. I don't care. I just don't want us to have any, I don't want him to have any ability to, any power over my life. I'm not saying he wanted power over my life. I was just saying I want him to be a totally separate entity and me a totally separate entity.
Yeah.
No decision making that affects each other. He goes, well, the company still wants you on the same channel. So me and Sam were going in and doing pop-up shows in the morning because we kind of figured maybe we'll work together. It was.
So you had a little bit of a plan, you two.
Yeah, it was a possibility. Because Sam had his night show. We didn't know what the fucking company was going to do, and we didn't know what Opie was going to do.
Right.
They also wanted to see who he was going to pair up with.
And we were literally just like, we both could do shows by ourselves. The last thing that Jim wants to do is leave a partnership for another partnership that he's not going to like. Like, let's figure it out. So we started doing. When Opie was on vacation, we'd get out in the morning and do a show. I'd have him on the night show a bunch of times just to see if we enjoyed doing a show together.
And Opie I'm sorry, man. Opie was doing pop-up shows in the afternoon.
Right.
He wasn't doing them in the morning. He was doing them in the afternoon.
Is this a weird thing? Because I feel like it's the channel. It's all you guys that are the channel. And when you do like weird pop-up and you disappear, like for me yesterday, like I had to go get a heart test or whatever. That pisses people off.
Yeah.
When you guys aren't on and you do pop-up shows, does that piss off? Because I feel like it's your channel. Like Faction is half our channel. The other half is music. It's not all us. Opie channel, it's all you. When you're like in and out of the shows and inconsistently around, does that piss off your fans? Because I've crossed your fans before. They're not the fans to be fucking with.
Sometimes it does, or other times the pop-up shows, because it was impossible, and I think it had something to do with the way his contract was with the amount of days he has to work, but we could never get a vacation schedule. Like, we never knew when we were off. So it was.
So you wouldn't make like an agreement with all of you to say like these are the times that we're going to do it.
We would have like Christmas. And
how good of a boss am I? Hey, fantastic! Right.
So there was always people coming and going. Plus, I travel for gigs. You know, I don't take days off personal. Never. I don't take vacation days. It's always to travel for work. Right. So I take my days, but I'm usually doing a gig.
And I don't take a lot of days off anyway. And people.
You're a workhorse.
Yeah, people they do get pissed when you take off. Like for all those test shows we were doing, I would come in the morning, do the show with Jim, and then also still keep doing the night show because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not just going to be like, hey, everybody that's been along this ride with me at night, like, because if Jim and I decide we don't want to do a show,
then what?
Yeah, I'm not going to come back and be like, hey, I know I took a week off of shows to test this thing, but don't worry, I'm back. And they're like, fuck you. Right?
So the plan now that you've got this show together and seriously we're like, yep, we agree you guys could do that show is, Jim, do you want to be, like, this is your job forever or you want to be stand-up forever or like what?
Both. I love radio. But I like, you know.
You do Boneyard and everything. Like, you love this shit, right?
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun being on a live, the unpredictability of it every day. You got to talk. It's fucking great. I love doing this. It's really a fun job and it's an easy job. And me, in the sense that with the way most people make their living is not to fucking hang out with you and then Bill Burr and Dan Harmon, and this is what I get paid for. It's a fucking, it shouldn't be tension filled. Right. There shouldn't be tension in the fucking studio. Shouldn't be fucking lacks of eye contact or any of that shit. It should just be an easy fucking gig, and that's what it is. It's an easy, fun gig.
See that I learned from. I think I learned a big lesson from Opie and Anthony and Opie and Jimmy because I thought, for you guys to, whatever happens to Ant and he leaves, that sucks. I hate that those two hate each other because they're together for 30 years. But then when you and Opie had a problem, I'm like, man, why would you not learn to not do this? Like, as you said, he was a really good friend of yours. He used to go to your gigs and stuff when his father passed away. Like, you were his wingman for a while or vice versa, whatever. And now you're not cool and you won't talk to each other because you didn't, like, try to end whatever it was that started this drama in the first place. Like, you know, I feel like the mic switched off and you both leave. You both go your separate ways and you come back still holding the same resentment the next day.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly the way it was. We just stopped thinking, we stopped thinking the same things were funny. And if I feel like I can't be whoever I want to be comedically, and, you know, again, he would have his own response to this, but if I feel that way, then I begin to really resent the situation.
I think it's weird when you're that old for you to change your humor. I'm not saying you're old people. I'm just saying it's like you're not like 17 and then you turn 30 and you're like, you're not into the same stuff. Like Tully's not into the same shit as I am. We're very opposite. But if it was like a real problem, we've had problems in the past. I got to address it. And I hate like addressing anything. I hate that stuff. But I also know from therapy and being such a giant fuck up, if I don't and he gets pissed at me long enough, then we'll be that. And I can't do that. I can't. And then the other thing with other radio hosts, I'm not doing that with, I have nothing to say anymore. As I used to try and call it out all the time. I want to be cool with everybody because I don't want to have a war with anybody. I feel like I kind of grew up knowing that you guys war with each other. So I'm going to war. Like you were an influence on me talking shit on whoever I've talked shit on in the past, which is pretty much everybody that's had radio on Sirius, because I was like, I want to have a war, because that's what you guys do.
But there used to be like a means to an end. Like you would go to, it was like real radio where there's ratings books and there's actual competition and there's all this stuff going on. So you'd go to war not only to get attention for your show and hopefully bring your ratings up, but bring the other guy's ratings down and this thing.
There's a payoff.
Yeah. And then people.
It's a pretty brutal payoff when you think about it.
It's bad.
Like
it's
your
cutthroat.
ratings go up and his go down.
Right.
You end his career.
I'm taking your food that's on your plate and putting it on mine.
And if they've got kids.
Right.
You're taking
your kids' food, that's for me too.
off their table.
That's my food. I'm hungry.
That's something I don't want to be responsible for. I don't want to do
kids, that. But I'm taking your kids' food. I'm going to just throw it out. Feed your kids.
I'm a bachelor. Your dinner's going to be my dinner, and your kids' dinner, that's lunch for tomorrow.
I'm going to give your kids' dinner to a hooker. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing.
And sometimes it feels good to get the aggression out. Like, I've never been afraid of, like, I'm weird with arguing with people. Like, I never, I don't like to bully, like, weak targets ever. Like, it feels, like, again, I'm not saying I never have, but I always prefer to argue with people where you could really get into it. Like, it felt
like you just pointed at me when you said weak targets. You were kind of
No, I'm just looking I also looked at you and I said real people, which no one would ever believe either.
You're full of shit.
Well, isn't it also sometimes just easy content? I mean, I've had that feeling. So I'll be honest, listening to the various permutations of the Opie and whoever show over the years, sometimes it was just like, oh, we could kill an hour easily burying this guy.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I always get excited when people take shots at me. Because then I start forming like how.
I know.
I will respond to every shot taken at me. I don't like starting wars, but any minimal shot taken at me, I'll respond.
And do you think that's because you are the protege?
Maybe.
And
I don't know.
It's embedded in there?
It's possible. I also think I've always been entertained by it. I think conflict is fun and fun to listen to.
Could that be from the wrestling thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling in there.
You have two things that you look up to that could help you want to do this.
I mean, there's a lot of pro wrestling in there. Because I don't even take most of the time I don't give a fuck. I don't take anything personally.
Do you take it home?
No, like I'll take it home in the sense that I'll be like thinking what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But I wouldn't like go on Twitter and like call like.
I'm saying, does it bum you out?
No, no, not really. It gets me excited because I know tomorrow
so
I'm gonna be able to.
Are you bummed you and Opie don't talk anymore?
Yeah, that I would,
gotta be.
Yeah, because that was a real relationship. That's not just some guy on the radio like taking shots. Like if it's a guy that I don't care about taking shots, or if it's a guy I don't know, then it's fun.
It's a guy you look up to.
But yeah, if it's Opie, who I spent like years of my life with and got to know his kids, and he,
see, this is
my wife was there when his fucking wife's water broke, like the whole
holy shit
thing.
Wait,
and
so
then
wait, did they talk?
No.
What the fuck, dude?
No. And like, so my wife's sitting there like, what the fuck happened?
How bad? I mean, what did you personally do to him?
I don't.
Is it because you're friends with Jim?
Yeah.
Could Opie not like you as much, Jim, because you stayed friends with Anthony? Do you think there's something there?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, but I would never not be friends with Anthony. He never asked me not to be either. But I was very clear and very vocal about my disgust that he was fired. And my
you don't think that Opie stood up for him enough at Sirius?
Yeah, and Opie did, again, to say that Opie didn't, he did talk to management. He absolutely did. But he didn't go as hard as he could have. But again, I don't think, to be real honest, especially when it first happened, he did not have the ability to save Anthony. And it's not that
I believe that.
I don't believe that he fought as hard as he could have. However, I do not believe even if he did that he could have saved him. He didn't get Anthony fired. Because they were so freaked out by that and so scared. And I talked to Scott myself. And when he was giving me his explanation, and I know him for a long time, I've argued with him about other stuff. It was it was a wall. It was a wall. Yeah. I mean, Scott can be really, he can be, where you can talk to him and you can kind of get something done.
Yep.
And then there's other times where he's like, no, and you just know.
Yep.
It's done. Yep.
That's finished.
Yep.
And,
I've had a couple of those recently.
We had that discussion with him and I'm like, there's nothing at that point. But Ant was my friend. He's still my friend.
If you can't get Ant to come into Sirius XM he's not allowed in the building. That means that Opie was not going to stop him from getting fired. Because this is
right.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, they have a whole liability fear thing, which is just stupid. But Ari Lang is allowed back in the building, and eventually will too.
Yeah.
It just time. It takes a little time, and they realize, okay, this guy's okay. He's not going to do anything crazy. They're a corporation. They're fucking paranoid, like all corporations are.
I get it. Well, I look. I'm not from business, and I have learned from being here for this long that there is a business thing that you need to understand. I don't take things as personal as I used to because I used to just think if you're going to fuck me over, you're fucking me over. There's no business involved. You're just a dick.
Right.
Yeah. Now that Opie's cool with Ant,
I don't even know if they're cool. As to be honest, I think it's a profession. I don't know how they feel personally.
Well, it's obviously it's a professional thing because why can't you all be cool now if he's cool? Because now we all like each other, right?
Because it's hard if once people on the show it was kind of like it was a show of like, hey, these people are fighting against something, and these guys are really honest and really cool, and once you're naked. And people go, wow, that's what this is. It's a little harder for fans to unsee it. It's almost like if you're dating someone and you believe you have this amazing relationship and you see her text messages and she's saying to somebody else, I really hate fucking this guy. No matter what she ever says to you after that, you've seen that text message.
Yep.
And it can never be the same. And even if those guys could make up, the fans would always go, we've seen you naked. And I don't mean him or him, I mean them. And us. As me. So it's kind of hard for the fans to unsee that shit and root for you the same way they rooted for you. They can still like you and still think you're funny. But when Opie and I carried on, look, man, I like to make money. I like to pay my rent. I love doing radio. But we lost a tremendously funny part of the radio show, and it was never going to be, never going to be as funny without Anthony.
You can tell when they talk to each other on the phone. That was the best part of Opie's show, when him and Anthony were talking to each
Yeah.
other again. The other two people sounded fucking terrible because of how good those two sounded together.
Yeah, and even though I had my feelings about it, I listened to it, and it was the first day of our show.
Yeah.
And they sounded very good. They do good radio together.
Yeah.
They really do. So whatever happens, they may get back together. I mean, and it sounds so trite. I wish them all the best. But, I don't want to see any ill will. Even though Opie and I are not in speaking terms, I mean, again, the guy did so much for me. He would have to really fuck me for me to be aggressively against him, and I'm not.
Are you friends with Artie Lang?
Yes, I love Artie. Artie, the first gig's
Is he
Artie
coming
did-
on your show to talk shit on Howard Stone?
I have no interest, to be honest with you. I have no interest talking about Howard, and it's not that I don't. He's never bad about
Do you
me.
hate Howard Stone?
No, I
Right.
never did, and I would never. Whenever those guys had a legit reason not to like Howard. They had strife
They
with
fought each
Howard
other, yeah.
before I got there,
Yeah.
where Howard fucked with them a little bit. Open Ant had a legit reason,
Yeah.
but I really didn't, and it felt bandwagon for me to jump on. But I was with those guys 100%. I was with Leno when I was on Leno. Like, I was always with people Howard hated, so I would never be on his show.
Oh, okay. Because
But
I was going to. My next question was, would you go on there?
He would have no interest in having me on. Would I? Sure. Who wouldn't go on his show? But it's not something I'm.
It seems that kind of is a tell, though, that he hasn't invited you on. Because, I mean, you'd be a really good guest. Why wouldn't he have you on?
I'm guessing because I've so long been so associated with people he didn't like, or maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I
You're
might
not
be
anymore, though, for the first time.
Maybe, but I may not be a comic he likes. We've met briefly. He's been pleasant, but I've never had an issue with him. I mean, but I don't see it happening. But if he ever badmouthed me, of course I'd badmouth him back.
Right.
But he never. Even Mancow. Mancow, who Opie and Anthony hated more than anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm fiercely loyal to Opie and Anthony. But Mancow I knew before I knew them, and he was always nice to me. So the only time I ever badmouthed him was when he began actively shitting on the show that I was now on. Then I had to respond.
I think I was going to fight Mancow in a way I fought Shane Carwin, except I was going to be the one-armed guy.
Mancow's
I think I
had trouble
told him
with
on the
everyone.
radio one time.
But
He's what?
He's had trouble with everyone.
Oh, okay. It wasn't a real. To me, I didn't have a real
problem with him.
I don't know him. I know that Howard Stone said Mancow on the radio. That's all I know. And that Mancow was on my show at one point saying he would box, and I was like, I don't think it'd be a good idea to box me. He's like, oh, I've trained a few times, and I could smell that was an easy victory for me. And I was like, I'll beat you with one hand. And he was like, that would definitely not happen. I was like, I'll go to Tampa and knock you out. But it never happened.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
too
had
bad.
a desire to fight a radio guy. To me, it's like I make my living talking, and it's fun to
Yeah, but you've got your other things that you have. I can tell. Man, you're one of the funniest guys I've ever seen do stand-up.
Thank you.
You've got a fucking gift. Why, get someone to bash those jokes out of your brain? My gift is I can take a shot. I'm not very good at fighting, but I can be, it's like, hey, radio skateboard guy that can fight with real fighters. And I did get smacked in the head by a dude that hits real hard, and I'm all right.
Yeah.
But not everybody else would be all right.
But that's everybody's fear, though, too. I kind of wish I had the ability to do that, because it's like nobody wants to get into a fist fight unless you have to, and usually it doesn't. But then again, I'd be the one guy who fucking just talks wrong shit in front of a restaurant, and my head hits a brick, and then I'm shitting into a bag forever.
You realize that's what Ellis Mania was about, was to get people that can't fight to have a fight. Because it was like Fight Club. When Fight Club first came out, there was a piece of reality in that movie. If you are planning on fighting someone, because it's different. Someone pushes you at a bar and then you have a fight. You weren't aware that it was going to happen until it starts happening.
That's right.
When you have 2 months to know that it's going to happen and you know who it's going to happen with, it's a head fuck.
Yeah.
You and to train your whole life, because that's what you should do if you're going to have a real fight. But instead, to just be a normal Joe and I'll hook you up with a fight. I'll put big gloves on and headgear, but you're still going to get sucked in the face. You're not going to get knocked down. Your head's not going to hit a brick. So you're going to, and we'll stop it if you get rocked, but you're going to have a real fight in a particular, like at this date with this guy. It is a win or lose, life-changing experience.
And the worst fear is you're going to be humiliated. To me, it's like the humiliation of losing in front of people.
That's your ego, because I notice when I have celebrities or athletes that are in Ellis Mania, it's way harder to get them to fight than it is for normal people, because they're like, if I get beat, you don't know me. Like, I got beat by Jim beat Jack. Who fucking cares?
Right.
But if it's like Pierre Luke's, like this pro skateboarder I know, I'm out of shape, I have not trained right now, and I'm like, dude, you're a fucking skateboarder. Like, if you lose, who gives a shit?
Right.
Where Brian Deegan fought Dave Mirra, those dudes trained out of, like, as hard as anybody has trained in an MMA fight in the history of the world.
Right.
They put on a show where they looked like real fighters because they gave it everything. They could not lose. the Sam Shocker, how could you let her win? I'm like, I asked the other MMA guys to judge a fight, but I did better. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, these two 5'1", 105-pound women
who were models and TV personalities.
TV hosts.
But it's everything to them.
Right.
I fucking killed one of them by I let UFC people judge the fight, and they gave it to Kenda, and Sam was mentally disturbed over it for weeks. Like, what the fuck have you done to me? And I'm like, it's not a real. I mean,
you putting on a silly show.
You did an awesome job.
Yeah.
And the money went to charity because of what an awesome job you did. That's the end of it. But I do get, I have the ego. Shane Calman beat me, and I'm like, man, I didn't want to win. If you win, it's like you beat a dude with one arm.
Right.
I'm like, even if he's 300 pounds, you're still one arm.
You're still upset that you didn't get your shots in.
I didn't do good enough.
Yeah.
I only landed like a couple shots. In the first round, I landed like 5 punches. That's terrible.
But I doubt he hit as hard as he could either. Like, I saw the punch he hit. He's hit.
He didn't wind up.
But if he was throwing, if he was fighting you the way he would fight Cain Velasquez, like, he would have really hurt you. And it's like, you didn't get in the shots, you didn't, and because you didn't, he probably hit you as hard as he had to hit you, but he didn't hit you as hard as he could. He's a big motherfucker, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to be alive.
Yeah, Shane.
That's a great. I made it on World Star.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I've been on World Star once, but it was for a Chip Chipperson video that Anthony shot in 2012. And listening to black people talk about Chip Chipperson is probably the highlight of my career. Reading the way they spoke about this asshole character.
Chip Chipperson is your character, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's the only time I've ever been on World Star.
And you felt good about it, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. I
fucking great.
Somebody called me, was like, dude, you're almost up to 1 million hits on World Star. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Jim has no control over his characters, though. Like,
they just come.
Yeah.
It's in his personal life. It's in, like, flying here the whole way. Chip was just sitting there next to me on the plane.
It's fun. It just kind of keeps me from getting bored. I don't know what I'd be doing. If I had love in my life, I probably wouldn't ever do them again. Like, as soon as I start I'm at a point now where I kind of want to date somebody because I've been single for so long.
So you do want to date somebody? I was going to say, you do.
Absolutely.
So you got to stop fucking hookers, or at least talking about it on the radio.
But
or you got to start dating a hooker.
But
which could happen. I've been in love with a hooker before.
It's funny. That's kind of why, like, the girls I've paid. And again, because of all this sex trafficking shit, it's been very few and far between.
Yep.
Because it freaks me out so much to think that someone could have that. I have to know as much as I can possibly know that that's not the situation. I don't get. Look, someone wants to make extra money. You're a free thinker. You're welcome to do that.
Yep.
Right. But you want ethical, free range prostitutes.
I want to know that it's somebody who's like, hey, you know what, man? I'm just making some extra money to pay for school or whatever. Fine, you can do it. But
it's not even about that. Just love, man. Like, have a love in your life that loves you. Like, there's, you know what I mean? Like, look, I love having sex all the time. I'm allowed. Katie lets me go. Anyway, I can do anything I want with anybody. And the more, it's funny, the more I'm allowed to do that, the less inclined I am to do it.
Because half the high is being sneaky sometimes. Half the high is sneaking around. And when you don't have to sneak around. I like secrets. I like fucking secrets. Dirty little secrets. As soon as a girl wants to fuck me, I'm like, all right, nice knowing you.
Really?
Not always, but I mean,
that's a dangerous thing to have in your pocket. You want to lose that one for sure.
Yeah, I like secrets.
See, I think there's a time you got to get it out. That's my thing as well. I don't know how much time I'm going to be here, and I don't want to have anything a stone that hasn't been unturned. I want to know everything about myself, and I'm like, I'm really into fucking like that. Then I really want to fuck like that. What if I had more pussies and more dicks involved in it? Because I never know until I've had. I'm like, oh, that might be too many pussies, too many dicks.
Right.
Until I get to too many pussies and too many dicks, then it's just tons of pussies and tons of dicks.
You got to know what the number is.
Yeah, I've always wanted to test
pussies.
them. That's the thing that I made a joke about, but I wasn't joking. I wanted to have 9 girls, and I wanted to have like dildos on my knees and shit.
Right.
And I just wanted to have 9 girls fucking me at the same time, just fucking, and then at the very end, I'm like, I'm going to do a giant cum thing, and everybody get in line or on a carousel, and make sure that the cum gets on everybody, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done.
Did you ever get to do that?
No.
I just want to fuck one girl while she tells me how much she'd rather be fucking someone else. That's all I need.
That could be arranged.
Yeah, just one girl who will just tell me how it's not enough and it's not good enough and she'd rather be fucking some little weird. I'm all about the mental. The little humiliation straightens me right out.
Have you ever done bondage or any of that stuff?
Not big on it. I like my hands
Have you ever
free.
done it?
A little bit. But I would.
Sorry, not bondage. What's it? S&M?
Yeah, a little light ball torture.
Yeah, I mean, I've done. I don't like dick torture. I've had my.
Have
dick
you had
slapped,
dick torture?
My dick tied up a little, which felt okay, but I don't. The pain of it doesn't do it for me. It's not my thing. I've tried it a little bit, but by hands, I always touch my nipples. I'm such a creeper. I'm always fucking flaying at my nipples.
That's a gay thing to do.
Is it really?
Yeah, gay guys always go for the nipple thing. I've always been I think that's the thing that separates me from being completely gay is when guys are blowing me or something, they try to, and I'm like, what? It's my fucking, like, there's no milk, there's no,
right.
Get off my fucking titty, dude. I'm not a woman.
That's how they know you're bi.
It's not
that's not fully gay if you don't like
I'm
your
half
nipples.
gay, which is
right.
like, you're blowing me, but don't touch my titty.
Yeah, they can only really get off if they piss off the straight half of you.
It's not a gay thing. I'm desensitized from jerking off, and like nothing. It's just my chest it's a different sensation. I've just been whacking off for so many years. Nothing feels
But
good.
everybody whacks off all the time. What does that mean? You haven't numbed your dick out.
I'm telling you, when I take a break for a while, I feel better. But I'm so used to that fucking constant. It's very, very.
So you jerk off all the time.
Well, just for long periods of time.
Oh, so like you hold the load off.
Yeah.
It's called
You don't
edging.
seem that happy about. Yeah, I know about edging. What?
Yeah. Yeah, but it begins to affect.
I also have a prostate.
Yeah. So you numb yourself out, so then you eventually can't come and you're just like jerking off all the time.
Yeah, and that's just what I do when a girl's blowing me. It just feels better.
Oh, wow.
But it's also a way of
You don't want to just get the job done sometimes?
No, it's also a way of making.
Ever?
Not never, but it's rare.
So you won't just get a blowjob and come and that's it?
I will, but it's rare.
Wow.
That's why I don't.
If you get a hooker, they got to work hard.
But that's why I don't even do that really, because when you get with a hooker, you're with an hour or whatever, and then you have the end game is you come and you're finished.
Yeah.
I would rather text and talk.
Yeah, that's tough to have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I kind of want one at this point though.
So that means that stuff would start to.
But if you had a girlfriend, don't you think that it would just be giving you opportunities to have your dirty little secrets? Like, I don't see, if you like secrets so much, how could you not cheat on a girlfriend?
Well,
you need to go little
pretty.
You need to go little have dirty little secrets.
Yeah, or a girl who's a lovely transgender girl. Someone who's open minded.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Look, there's a couple of trannies I've met that I'm like, they're dateable. The only thing that's weird for me is I have 2 kids, and I don't know if I can introduce that game to my children.
Right.
I mean, if they were older, maybe I would. Because, I mean, when they're older, they're going to know that I'm bi. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just find out that I used to do stuff. I can already tell even more recently.
Look at my YouTube channel.
Well, I can't.
They find out a lot about that.
But honestly,
or read your
now,
books.
Is that video gonna be that? Look. If when they ask me about it, yes, I am. But by the time they know about it and they ask me, I'm not even sure if I'll be a practicing bisexual anymore.
It won't even matter by that point because there's no shame. Younger people have no label shaming shit, so it won't matter what you are to younger people. Who talk about their kids. It's like your kids are probably much better equipped to handle shit than someone who's 35 and already has ideas. Because if you're 17 or 16, labels, you don't give a fuck what anybody does.
Yeah, they don't care. My daughter, Boys Town, what's that? I'm like, those are transgender ladies, because there was a red carpet and there was a bunch of 7-foot ladies out the front. And she's like, what are those people? I'm like, it's transgender. This is Boys Town. Why is it Boys Town? I'm like, it's where gays and lesbians hang out. What are gays and lesbians? Gays and lesbians? Gays are like guys that like marry and date other guys, and girls that marry and date other girls. And I just looked at her head. I watched her work it out in her head in fucking 10 seconds and went, huh. And that's the end of it.
That's it.
Not, right. Because nobody's bashed her with anything, so they don't care.
Right.
And then, with me and Katie, the whole gay thing is really like already had there's something, I think being sober, something else has transitioned with me. I'm less inclined to do any of it anymore. I think that sort of came with being drunk. Maybe I need to do extracurricular activities. Now I don't need to.
Does it feel like you're drug in a while, and then once you're allowed to do it and you keep trying, it's like putting fucking cake in front of you. You're like, all right, I've eaten enough cake, I'm done.
Maybe. Because I am really, like, I pretty much, I got Tinder and a Grindr, and I pretty much just go on there now to see people, how many people want to fuck me. That's it.
Just as an ego boost.
The only thing that's getting stroked is your ego.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael, for making that
very, very good.
Yeah. But I'm not even into because the steam room is like where people want to blow me all the time. And I'm not even into that anymore. Like, I'm just sort of like, I don't trust your fucking mouth. And that's sort of, now it would be I'd have to know a gay guy that I can trust that would blow me, and that would mean that I would have to be hanging out with gay guys that want to blow me, and I become really good friends with them, and I just don't have any time for that relationship. Like, I'm going home, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to go hang out with my fiance, I'm going to hang out with my kids. Look, I'm going to go to Boys Town and see if I can meet some trustworthy gay guys that can blow me for 10 years. It's not that big of a deal. And then there's something about, I don't need to come all the time anymore. Things have slowed down. Big time.
Nice. That's good.
It is. It's way safer.
Right.
I feel like I got something from getting blown. And that was that.
Did you really?
Like 3 times.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, you guys are fucking nasty. Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, you've got it in your mouth. Are you serious? So I ain't touch a butt. No fucking way. And so for me to get something and I know it's from a mouth, I'm like, okay, so what? What's the deal? You just all got it? We all just fucking sucking, like raw dogging each other like it's just no tomorrow?
Just a cesspool of disease.
I don't know how. I don't know who had it or whatever, because at one point in the steam room, someone wants to blow me. I'm like, yeah, all right, I don't care.
Right.
And I'm like, what's the harm in that? You have to pay $20 to get in here. You got to be a citizen, No, you don't. You could be a complete mongrel with just shit in your mouth.
Wow.
And just put it, yeah. So
That's
that,
scary.
your face right there is what I got. And now it's
Right.
now it's just like, I can't. I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's convenient. It would really help right now, but not.
I'm such a buzzkill in a steam room. I really am a conservative in a steam room, because once in a while you'll see guys they're very mellow about it because it's a gym, but I got my fucking lower towel on. I keep one over my shoulders.
Yeah.
I give off no vibes in the steam room. I want no mixed signals. I'm here for the steam, boys.
I like going in there with all the creeps that start to. My new thing is just to watch everybody pop it off, because I'm the hedgerow looking guy.
Right.
So until I give you like the key that I'm okay, and then you guys can do it, everybody locks up around me, because they're like, oh shit, hedgerow guy doesn't know we're all gay in
so
here.
Funny.
And then I'm like, you guys are cool. And then they're like, oh, we're cool. Well, maybe. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not that cool. I'm just cool. And then they'll like pick out somebody, and then every now and then it'll turn into, it is fucking on in there. And I'm just like, holy shit,
It
they
really
are
is.
going for it.
But it really is an ego thing for you, because even when it's not happening for you, you still walk in like you're the king. I now give you permission. You may blow him. You may blow
Yeah,
him.
you're like the guy in the Medieval Times commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
Now this is a castle.
You guys got to go.
Yeah, we have Dan Harmon coming in soon, right?
All right.
Yeah, I know he's running a couple minutes late. You guys are okay, but we will let you go. Next time you guys are out here, we should do the dating game and get some nice transsexual ladies here, and maybe we can make a love connection.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Jim needs happiness.
We should start a channel together.
Yeah?
Just an idea.
I like that idea.
All right, we'll be back.
It's sunny out here in LA. Jim and Sam have to oil each other up. We'll be right back. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. Jim and Sam are back, bringing radio's best to the West.
Hey, are we good?
Get our pal in here.
Are we good to go? Welcome back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. We're back in our
shoebox.
Our shoebox LA studio.
Are we on?
Yeah, I think so.
Where's Teft?
Can you hear me,
guys
Taff?
You guys are on.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right. This is amazing. Like yesterday, we couldn't do the basics, and today we're like just jumping from studio to studio, simulcasting with everybody.
And we have one of our guests is early, which is always good news.
Yes.
Oh, you are told 9.
Bill Burr is outside.
Should we bring Bill in?
Of course, we should bring
Bill,
Bill
please
in.
come in. We should close that door.
And then,
too.
well, yeah, I'm leaving it open for our guest.
Okay.
To be polite. Thanks to Jason Ellis and the whole show. What's going on, man?
We're just gonna close this.
Good to see you.
half a second, I saw his shaved head. I thought it was you. It was just like, oh, Sam.
Yeah, it'll come eventually.
Golden mics, so you know this is going to be special.
I like this. I actually like this setup, man. I like the little windscreen in front. And you're right. And Sam pointed out yesterday, I liked it because they're gold.
Yeah, Jim thinks that the mics are better than the ones we have at home.
They are.
Because these are gold.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you feel like Rihanna. Like, you're going to be singing a little hit here. Let me shut my phone off and try to be a pro.
Yeah. Jim just got a new mic back in New York, though. Jim's now in the club of people who has his own microphone.
I read about it in the trades.
It gets plugged.
It was all over Variety magazine. Jim Norton gets his own microphone to Sirius XM. Congratulations.
Thank you,
That's
bro.
a milestone. That's a milestone in radio.
Well, they told me it's because they know I like my own mic, but then I'm like, oh, no, I think it's just no one else wants to talk into the one I've been using. I think I'm the problem.
You think that's what it was? Too many complaints from other people?
Yeah, they're like, we don't trust him.
Did you add any custom little design stuff to it? Maybe a little silhouette of your face on the side?
No, just a little ridge and something hanging off it.
That's good for your brand. That's what they say out here a lot. That's good for your brand.
It just makes it easier for him to grip. It helps Jim come to work. He's motivated now to talk into it.
Of course he is.
And I took your advice. I went overseas. I've been crediting you with whoever would ask. I want to do other ones, but I did Australia. Yeah. All Burr, because I just kept hearing you say, "Dude, just go," and I'm like, "Why am I not going?" You're right.
How much fun was that?
It was fun, man.
Yeah, that jet lag's a bitch, though. That's probably the worst one. That's the worst one you're going to run into. Everything else, especially if New York, if you're going over to like England or something, I mean, I think that's only like a 4 or 5 hour difference. That's not that bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but you know,
Australia's
from LA to
terrible,
Australia is like that's a 14 hour or something crazy, 16-hour difference.
It was 14 hours. They're 14 hours ahead of us.
We're bringing
so
in
it's 17 hours ahead.
Hi, Dan.
Dan Harmon's coming.
Dan Harmon is here as well. Hi, buddy.
All right, Dan Harmon, how are you?
What's going on?
Let's pull your mic up. Do you guys know each other?
I don't think we've ever met. Hello, Dan. How are you, sir?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Dan Harmon, Bill Burr, Jim Norton, Sam Roberts. Welcome to the show.
Oh, you're Bill Burr. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you
go. I saw your name on the signage sheet. You're fancy.
yeah. I have to sign in like everybody else. I am a fancy person.
Well, welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Thanks for having me.
What do you got going on?
Well, I'm showing up late for this, so it's just a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm collaborating with a lot of people in the new TV world, which is just streaming. So that's just boring to describe, but it's just getting together with a lot of people and trying to launch a lot of stuff because
just like specific shows.
Yeah,
like people are just coming to you for ideas now.
Yeah, I have a little studio in Burbank that focuses on animation. We did the Charlie Kaufman movie Anomalisa that got nominated for an Oscar, but we're looking to do stuff that's maybe less smart and more profitable. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of young writers coming in, anybody with an idea. And then I try to help them like break stories, come up with a good pitch, go out there, find somebody to pay for it, and that's so that they can get paid to write something and so on. We're doing something with Louis C.K. and Albert Brooks. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to announce in that area, but I know we originally did that for FX, and now
can you tell us the entire plot?
I can actually, because it's not about much. They're cops. It's just like I think it's comes from Louis' idea of like, oh, who has the worst job in the world right now, and just kind of personalizes and dimensionalizes these cops. It's sort of like Car 54. Where are you? Not that anybody listening is like, oh, they're instant clarity. But they may be familiar with the concept of that show, which is just like a workplace comedy with two cops that are just like regular guys.
And F is for Family got picked up for a second season, which is awesome. Which is when is that?
We're finishing that up right now. It comes out in spring of 2017.
Do you like seeing yourself animated?
Well, it's not me. It's you can tell Jim hasn't watched it.
He hasn't seen it.
No. I mean, my heart that a friend of mine.
No, I know who it is. I'm saying your voice. Is it? Do you like seeing it coming?
It was
out of an
yet
animation?
another thing to get over.
You do.
I just did taped another special, and that's the worst fucking thing I do every 2 years is sit down and have to look at that, because with that thing there's breaks. You do F is for Family, then other actors are talking, so I just have to get through a couple scenes and then eventually get used to it. I don't have to look at myself. It's just my voice. It's a lot easier. But then when you do the stand-up specials, when you guys sit there and edit.
Where'd you tape?
The Ryman in Nashville.
Oh,
it was awesome. Yeah, so I like doing it.
But you don't like watching back any of your old stand-up specials?
I don't like watching any of them.
Even when they're like, this is my brand
but
new.
Have to. They have to, but
Yeah.
you have to, so it's what you want. But if there was a way to just be like, just do it, and they know what I want, and then I never look at it, that's perfect.
You watch just to edit, like you got to watch yourself. Because I don't want anybody making editing decisions, but as soon as you're done, it's like, never again will I watch this. Ever.
Yeah.
But what?
No, but you know what's weird? If I just tape myself at a club and I just go home to see, like, I guess if I'm just going to see it,
right.
I can sit there and watch it and just be like, all right, I need to do this or do that. But like knowing that you're editing this thing and then everybody could potentially see it, like, oh my God, why did I do that with my hand? Look how big my fucking ears are. It was just this terrible.
Yeah, I throw a douchey smile.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you fucking worm.
Look how self-conscious you are right there. Yeah, it's just awful. The whole thing is just awful. So
I get so drunk during the podcast that I do, and it's not written, so I always, like, Wednesday it comes out, so I always listen to it because I never remember. It's kind of the audio equivalent of what's that called? The Stranger, where you sleep on your hand and then whatever. I have no idea what I said, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, wait, was that a really good show or a really bad show? And I whatever my theory is.
So you get like blackout drunk and do a podcast?
I mean, I guess that sounds awful. It sounds like a movie of the week, but it's yeah. I mean, it's. Blackout drunk is when you like wake up with an injury. I think this is just my.
Well, I think blackouts you don't remember what you did or something.
Right, yeah, blackout.
Yeah, you're taking it to the Evil Knievel level. Where you wake up with a collarbone sticking out of your chest. You can just not remember what you said and get dirty looks at. You go, wow, I guess I was that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that I was on stage. I remember that I was in front of a microphone, and I can maybe remember like topics that came up.
But you're like a guy with like theoretically sensitive information. Like you were just talking about a project that you're like, I don't know if we should be talking about this, and you have to work with celebrities that might not want their business out there.
Yeah.
You should probably be responsible, right, for what you say on a podcast?
Nah, nothing will ever happen.
No, it's the internet. It doesn't count. You can libel people, slander. I mean, it's the internet. That's the internet.
Yeah,
you can just take shit that isn't yours.
Just play your voicemails.
Curate it all, as they say.
Have you said things on the podcast? You're like, oh fuck, why did I say that?
Yeah, well, I did the Chevy Chase thing. I got out my phone.
Oh, that's right.
This is before. That's before, by the way, it was a podcast. That's actually kind of the reason it is a podcast now, is because what that was a show that I was doing in the back of this comic book store where I don't know if you guys have done stand up there, The Meltdown, but it was just like a cabaret kind of audience. It was just like, oh, there's 150 people here, and I was like comfortable by that time of sharing my frustrations of working with a living legend. Like I had done it so many times that I wasn't associating it with danger, like I didn't. Now I look back on it and I'm like, why did you pick up that firecracker? And like, but if you pull out from that footage, it's like I was just eating firecrackers all the time. It's just like that one happened to go TMZ. But what I did was it wasn't for the internet. It was just for this room full of people. I took out my phone and I had this voicemail from him that was particularly vitriolic. And I was like, I played it into the microphone. Somebody in the audience recorded that. They put it on the internet. And then it was like, oh man, that was a huge mistake. Like
when that story broke though, wasn't everybody saying that it was like a community rap party or something like that? That they didn't never put it into the context of.
That's what Chevy was talking about. That's why we were quote unquote feuding. By the time the story broke, we were already friends again. We were laughing about it, but it was like what had happened is at the rap party after a season that was very contentious. I made the joke. I kind of like the crew. Like I thought I was being like a white knight to the crew at the rap party and saying, okay, before we play the gag reel and I'll go home, like. I'm your boss. You can't get fired. So everybody on the count of three, just say, go ahead and say, fuck you, Chevy. And everybody very much participated.
Dude, there could literally be a series of just Chevy Chase stories, just animating them and then cutting to live action. I mean, the guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend. The stories of this guy.
So he was like, he left when I did that. And there was this whole thing about, in front of my wife and kids. Well, his kids are 48. Like, but like he
like middle-aged children.
How do I explain to my children?
He's got a colostomy bag. How could you do that in front of my child?
Exactly. You think 48 years in, they're confused as to whether or not their dad is an asshole?
Yeah, well, that was my defense. I was like, they know him.
Right.
Like they've had to work with him longer than anybody. I hope it's clear. I know I was in the wrong. I shouldn't have done that. But at the rap party or otherwise. But when
him and the family just walked out when you did that.
Yeah, he just left. I mean, rap parties aren't that fun anyway. But
he was there when you said "fuck you, Chevy."
Yeah.
Oh, so you kind of just breaking his balls in front of everybody?
Yeah, because
you can't say you didn't know what was going to happen. Were you drunk?
What do you mean? I'm sure I was. It was after 3.
Okay, now it all makes sense.
But it was supposed to be like about blue collar camaraderie. It was like, oh, here's this guy that's been controlling our lives for a season, who like is sometimes responsible for some really uncomfortable moments. Like I'm gonna do you the favor of letting you say this out loud. So it's like kind of a lynch mob. Like no one will be. It's a firing squad. Like no one's accountable.
He obviously had no sense of humor about it.
Yeah, I think he was I mean, he has a great sense of humor. He's not a thin-skinned guy at all, but he's also he I was being a dick to him, so he was like offended by that.
Was he shocked that people saw him that way? Sometimes people don't see themselves that way, and then all of a sudden when the whole crew goes "fuck you," you're like, "Wow, am I interpreted that way by them?"
I don't know. I can't get inside
Which
that.
makes that person even more hateable.
Yes.
It's like at least we thought you knew.
No self-awareness.
It's like how you fucking treated me that way, and you had no idea that would annoy me. Like people when they
the lack of self-awareness makes
you
them
know
hateable.
what people
yeah.
like that do? They do a lot of double hands to the chest. Like I wasn't that fucking thing. You're just like fuck you.
Yes.
I think
They're
always
the worst. That was like when that publicist backed over those 16 people. Do you remember that? And
I
she
do,
got away with it on Long Island.
Gruber, I think, or
Yeah. And the picture of her in the post, she had both hands like to her chest, like, you know. I didn't see that entire mob of people.
He was. I mean, it's weird his relationship with other people that he's working with versus his relationship with the public. Like I've never seen a bigger man of the people. Like on the Paramount lot, like. He would, anytime there was a tour, you'd walk around the corner and he'd just be holding court, telling people stories about Fletch and stuff, and everyone is like freaking out. I saw him there was a guy we had a hot dog vendor outside the stage once, and he starts going, "Oh, holy crap, Chevy Chase, I can't fucking believe my sister's gonna freak out." He's like, "What's your give me? Where's your sister?" And he gets out his phone, and Chevy Chase grabs the guy's phone after he dials his sister's number, walks off for 20 minutes, and is like bullshitting with his sister. The guy is like freaking out. I mean, so it's weird, like how heroic and noble he was, like to what he saw as the consumer. But I think he saw everybody. That was a weird speech impediment. I think he saw like everybody that he kind of shared a camera with. He's a soloist, and he's kind of playfully competitive, and like sees it as a competition. Like he never saw it as a team event.
Maybe said that SNL background.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So I'm surprised though that after like that all breaks that you decide I got to start doing a podcast, because a lot of people would be like, let me retreat and do less publicly because I don't like all this backlash.
I got to do a podcast. Right. Borderline blackout drunk.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
This is the next move.
Yeah.
Well, talking into a microphone like feels so much better than not doing it when you have stuff bouncing around in your head. I'm sure you guys have the same condition. You know, it feels therapeutic because otherwise there's no words for it. And so to have that,
I just berate the person I live with.
Yeah. Okay. So it's more like a Red Fox routine or something. And just like there's to have that like explode and then to have that be the reason I wouldn't have that outlet anymore. That wasn't an option for me. So the opposite was, well, then if this is going to be on TMZ because it's leaked, then I'll just leak everything, just listen to me talk every week for 2 hours and then it won't be newsworthy anymore. But it's a
right. Like there's just so much stuff. Yeah. Like he's always talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to report on it?
Yeah. It won't feel clickable. It won't feel like naughty if the guy is like always running his mouth. Then it's like, yeah.
Still also depends on what you talk about though.
And you
there
can
are
never
those
predict.
Ones that no matter what, like when Stern made that comment about that actress or whatever, going like, yeah, you're going to get all this work. He's like, you're not. You need to lose all this weight,
right.
And blah, 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 which was true.
Right.
Health, as far as health goes and that type of thing and the way Hollywood looks at people, and it was totally true. But because that was such a big thing, out of all the shit that guy says Don't you remember that? That was, that was like it was a typical 3 days. Everybody gives a shit, and then 3 days later, they
don't care.
They moved on.
They
moved on, Jim. They moved on to you and onto your microphone.
Yeah.
Has Jim gone Hollywood?
The hot news in Hollywood.
Demanding his own microphone.
Yeah, it's pretty you can't predict at all. Like you could say 48 like totally like horrible inflammatory things and get all used to it, and then it's like this weird weather phenomenon. It's like a tornado or an earthquake in terms of like what
40 soccer moms is my
that's like
40
the
soccer
monkey.
moms all tweet at the same time. It gains enough hashtag traction, and then it's an easy story, right? You're not going to talk about the Great Barrier Reef being dead when you can talk about, can you believe this guy said that about someone on a podcast? And it just becomes like,
Yeah. My rule became you guys don't have this luxury. You have to like have discipline and like do jokes, and those are going to involve the rest of the world. But my rule became, because I'm babbling, I had to go, okay, it's at the end of my nose where all the, I can confess, I can talk about anything. It's not going to be clickbait if I talk about sticking stuff up my butt when I'm jerking off, or like. What
do you stick in your butt when you jerk off?
You
can't brush over that. Yeah, bad
scripts he didn't like.
People's dreams. People's dreams. I'm really fancy. I'm like a Sam Shepard play.
Do you take those little brass clips out of there before you do it, or is that an added Christmas bonus for you?
People's dreams. Yeah. A Sharpie pen, Jim Norton. A Sharpie pen.
Have you really?
Yeah, I tried it because I read a Playboy article about the prostate getting stimulated and stuff, and so I tried a Sharpie pen. But and then
you put some hand sanitizer on it or something first, or just find a pen and put it up there?
That pen is the thing that got dirty, not me.
Cap on or cap off?
It was the end. That's why I picked it.
Shit, like an octopus afterwards.
I don't want that.
Where'd it go?
Squirting ink.
The cap is designed to be like a grappling hook. You wouldn't want to actually put that up there. Like,
just hooks on.
Okay. Hey, you always learn. That's why you got to come up to LA, Jim. You got to learn shit out here.
But
so did you like it or did you not like it?
Well, it was fine enough. I mean, something in your butt is better than something not in your butt,
Sure.
I guess, is what we find out. But the problem is it worth, then you finish orgasming and you
got to go back to Staples.
And now I'm like, now
it's 4:30. There's traffic.
They have to gingerly pull a pen out of your asshole. You're like, that wasn't worth it. That wasn't worth this moment.
I'm just saying he needed more sharps.
Yeah, you know how like guys orgasm, like as soon as it's done, it's like the thought of anything sexual is like mowing the lawn for at least 20 minutes. But and then during that time, you're like, so that goes off like a light, and then you just have something in your butt. It's like
I just like
the
that
worst.
That philosophy though. I've never heard. I guess I've never heard anybody say, well, when you're masturbating, something in your butt is better than nothing in your butt.
Right. If you could
I'm
magically...
I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I think that's a great statement about life, though.
How many times have you gotten caught jerking off? Because there's one thing to just drop your dick, but to have to drop your dick and then pull the thing out of your ass.
Pull out a writing implement.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Try to play it off.
Your wife catches you and where's the pen?
Yeah. Right. And the T-square.
No, then you got to play it. You just got to act like you're mad. Can I get a little time by myself, please? Get her out of the fucking room, shout her out of the room, and then you take it out.
It turns into one of those like gags in the movies. With all of it, and you keep pulling out phones and handcuffs and basketballs.
Do you like fingers in your ass? I don't mind a finger once in a while.
I don't like anything in there now because it's just like that's the thing is like to clarify what I'm saying. If we had telekinesis and we could like make a thing in our butt, like a force of nature in our butt or something that didn't have to then deal with the butt itself, either before or after sex, then maybe we'd always like do something up there to like stimulate those nerve endings, but I don't consider it worth the exchange.
Okay.
Because so no, I don't.
This is so fucking analytical. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't do the. I don't involve the butt on either side in my dealings anymore.
Okay.
But
Try
you
a strap
know.
on. Try a strap on.
Try a strap, like have somebody peg me. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, peg. Believe me, you don't randomly pull peg out of thin air.
Is that the language? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucking
like a 6 gauge or a...
Pegging is not one you randomly. That's not the language of a novice.
I don't know if I would have been able to pull out the word pegging.
Not at all. No. But yeah, I can't really do it. I've dabbled a little bit, but I can't really go through with it because I just.
Well, you're in that scene in Louis' show, like you have the whole monologue when you're talking about your. Are you talking about a dildo that you have, or?
Oh yeah. I think so. That was I do remember that. That was one of the poker scenes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Talk about something I asked. Yeah.
I thought maybe that came from real life, that you were just.
I don't remember where that came. I mean, I think that was written specifically for me, but I don't remember where it. What inspired it? If it was something I said in the air.
The last 9 hours of comedy specials you've done.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I was about to say your entire career, maybe.
Yeah. Why would someone think I like things in my asshole? Unless they've heard me talk for more than 30 seconds.
Jimmy, I want you to stretch out on this one.
Yeah, it was probably that.
That's my favorite part of the Louis show, though, is the poker games. Those conversations.
The things he would take for, like the Rick Chrome speech about the word faggot and how it came to be.
Yeah.
That came from a conversation. I remember the moment. We were at the Comedy Cellar table, and he was literally just talking about something, and Rick was just having a chat, and Louis wrote that into a script.
That guy, that's out of all the fucking ads they put out, that was the one that hit home, and I was like, I should probably stop saying that, because I had that stupid, like, it doesn't mean that. It means this to me.
Right.
And then once I heard, Rick Chrome, how can you argue with Rick Chrome? You know,
Yeah.
You're just like, right, Rick.
Yeah.
Damn it. You're right. I still say it when I get mad in the car, though.
Sure.
You do?
When somebody, every once in a while. But then I always think of the Rick Chrome thing, and I'm like, I should have said that,
Yeah.
It happens.
Louis changed the world. One person at a time.
That's right.
I used to say.
I think you start singing a song right there. That would have been perfect.
You think so?
The Louis Changed the World song.
I had this really bad habit from just growing up in the 70s in the Midwest. Like when I was in the edit bay working on Community as late as 2010, I would say, take that back. See this thing. That's gay. Get rid of that. Like I was still doing that. I had to there was a sea change during these last 5 years. Like I had to, and then I found out what it was is I shouldn't be saying that anyway, but I found out the editor was gay and realized I had been nonstop using that word just to mean like
Lame.
dumb,
Lame, stupid.
retarded,
Thanks,
you know? And then I apologized to him, and then the way he accepted the apology broke my heart, because it was like he was like, yeah, that word just reminds me of a lot of stuff, you know, and it was like, oh God, like, that really
the
like,
thing
woke me
about
up.
gay, though, it's like it used to mean happy, and I was really happy, right?
Sure.
And you never heard them complain when it got hijacked, like the really happy people didn't like protest against gay people. It's like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That word used to mean we're really enjoying our day. Well, you guys turned around and took it.
Well, it's almost like the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah.
Because that was originally Jesse Jackson's group.
Yes.
And then the Rainbow Flag, and then Jesse just kind of backed, like, all right, you can have it.
Yeah, it's not us anymore.
It's all yours, guys.
That's not us.
It's like when the hyenas, too many move in on the lion, and the lion's like, all right, fuck it, it's yours. Your zebra. It's
Enjoy
your
the
zebra.
meal.
My
So you
pleasure.
apologize. He accepted your apology?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I
it's
mean,
embarrassing because all those times you said it in front of me.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
what.
but just know that he's done the same thing. That's the thing. It's like he's done something. He said some things and blah, blah, blah.
Sure,
At least
that's why,
what I
yeah.
say about everybody. Make me feel better about my own shortcomings. I'm like, I'm sure this person's done something mean to a cat or something.
Right. Do you keep up with the people that were on Community? Because I was thinking this morning when I was driving in, it's amazing how many people have been successful coming off that show. Joel
my
McHale
God, yes.
it launched.
Gillian.
Yeah, Gillian Jacobs. Donald Glover has now got his own show on FX, which is really good. Have you seen Atlanta, Jim?
I have not.
It's really good. Do you keep
Oh,
up?
dude, that show's unbelievable.
It's great, isn't it?
The way it's shot, it's like
Yeah.
a fucking amazing movie each week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hung out with Donald a couple times, like kind of randomly. He came by my office in Burbank, and we bullshitted a little bit. I'll run into people. I'm not a big. I have like 3 friends that I text, and everybody else is just sort of. They're in my phone. Well, like maybe if something weird comes up, like you see something that reminds you of something, and you text him a picture or something. But that's about it.
Was Donald always like the guy who? Because I've never seen anybody do as much stuff as he does. You know what I mean? Like he's got his full-fledged music career.
Yeah.
Then he's got he does stand up. Atlanta is his. He wrote it, directed it, did the whole deal.
Yeah, people don't understand why would he leave, and it's like, look at his trajectory.
Yeah.
Like he was a writer on 30 Rock as a child, and like that guy doesn't know yet if there's something he can't do. You know, like, he should just keep trying everything until he finds out there's something
When was
he
the last
can't
time
do.
a guy like that came around? The level of stuff that he's done. A guy like that comes around, what, 30, 35 years?
Yeah, I think
maybe?
it's a once in a generation thing, you know. And
He's that guy.
He's a brilliant. He's actually a guy who like I mean, he's so much funnier. Like, he was an actor and he was funnier than the stuff that the writers could come up with for him. We started just saying, oh, and then Donald will say something funny here to close a scene, not just a goofy improv we might use later.
You wouldn't even
we
have
don't
to
know how to
write.
blow the scene. We don't know how to blow the cold open. Well, maybe Donald will say something, and sure he would. And so it's like when you're that funny, it's like, but the weird thing is that also he has like this unique like perspective. Like, he grew up a Jehovah's Witness, and but now he's like he's competing and running with these, like, you know, in this hip hop world where it's like being as hilarious as he isn't it's almost like he probably has to like choke up on that bat now.
Yeah, you can't really use that. I mean, you can put it in lyrics maybe, but you can't be like a funny, jovial guy. If
well,
you
a lot
wanna
of comedy,
compete.
especially his comedy, it comes from a very kind of acquiescent, like, or childish. Like, it's like, it's about vulnerability.
I thought Eminem and Biggie were hilarious.
You did.
I mean, Eminem's still alive, but I had to say were because Biggie. I thought they were funny.
Yeah,
like they definitely had a lot of humor in this
Yeah,
stuff.
Eminem for sure. Yeah.
That's as deep as I go.
Eminem and Biggie.
It's like whatever made it onto MTV.
But they also still had to kind of come across as like tough guys.
Yeah, Eminem's
you know what I mean?
thing was like, oh, I'm a
those...
crazy white psycho guy from a trailer park. Like that. It was funny in the sense, it was like Joe Pesci's funny in that you shouldn't say so.
Right, but I'll still fucking kill you for real.
Right.
Yeah, but he would pick certain targets, Eminem. He was smart. He didn't pick certain targets that were real hard.
Oh, yeah, he'd pick all like the pop stars.
Yeah, fucking Britney Spears. Well, easy killer.
I don't know, he had some stuff. References to Columbine and shit like that.
No. I mean, as far as other people he would make fun of, like the rappers he would go after. He wouldn't go after any real hardcore guys. He would make fun of like Britney or Moby or, he would reference tragedy, but not guys that were fucking a problem.
I think he did start kind of attacking Ja Rule a little bit, but Ja Rule, you know?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
I just realized the Cubs won the World Series and we've been on the...
Oh my God, we didn't mention that.
Nobody's even mentioned it.
We didn't even talk. We were with Ellis the first hour, so we haven't mentioned it the entire show.
I totally forgot. And I actually watched it with my manager, who's a Chicago Cubs fanatic, and he grew up in Chicago. And it was a really fucking...
What did he do when the Indians tied it up with that 2-run shot?
I'll play audio, because he didn't know I was taping. I went after they won.
Did you tape it? You didn't tape him when they tied it up, did you?
No, I didn't know they were going to tie it
Chevy
up.
Chase isn't on this, is he?
It's 10 seconds.
Oh, he was cursing up a blue streak when they tied it.
It's just, you know how it is when you win. Wait. That's just, and I told Sam that's what sports are about. It's like that's the moment. All you like when the Patriots win, or when your whole year is spent for that one moment.
He's such a nice guy, though, Jonathan. He was sitting there like when the Indians tied the game, because he's like the biggest Cubs fan. He's sitting there going, in the middle of the conversation, "What the fuck? Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. What the fuck? God damn it. I'm sorry.
It's like the World Series. You can curse. No one cares.
He kept like turning around.
I just wonder what that dog is thinking. You can hear that little Shih Tzu in the background.
Yeah.
What do dogs think when their owners start screaming at the top of their lungs,
Dude,
but
I
they're
just
not
love
being...
the two of them, like the way they tortured their fans. I was saying the last thing, it's like this just makes sense. That the team that's going to lose is going to go up 3-1.
Yeah.
And the team that's going to win is going to go down 3-1. So both people just be like, have this manic and depressive thing and just get totally switched. And then it's like, oh my God, we're going to do it. And then they're going to have a fucking 2-run homer to tie it. And then there's going to be a rain delay.
Yeah.
And just make you sit there in the anxiety of that for another 20 minutes, just another little twist of the knife before it's finally over, and you put someone out of their misery and you release the other person.
I felt bad for
It's
the
incredible.
Indians fans, because I would rather have my team lose fucking 7-2 or 6-2 than tie it up like that.
Exactly.
In
Dude, in
2 outs
04,
the game.
when you guys killed us in that game 3, 19 to whatever, and people were like, oh my God, how depressed are you? I said, this year actually isn't bad. I like this. 4-game sweep, 2 behind my ear. Just get it over with.
Yes.
Because 03, the year before, was just like, oh my God, we're going to do it. And then just, it was Aaron Boone. So I was just like, this is great. There's going to be no Bucky Dent,
Just
no Aaron Boone.
pull
none
the
of this
Band-Aid
shit.
off.
Yeah. But then the fact, that they were able to come back was pretty cool.
Yeah, but it is easier just to get your ass kicked and
Way
fucking
better.
over
Way
you're
better.
finished than a last minute, because there's so many what ifs. When you lose 10-3, there's no what ifs. What if he didn't give up fucking a 3-run home run in the 4th and then a 2-run shot in the set? There's none of that. But it's when it's that one.
It really is. It's one mistake.
Dude, everyone was questioning Madden with all his pitching things. It's like, dude, he had the walking wounded. They were all tired. And I was just thinking, all they got, then they scored all those runs. in the beginning, all they got to do is just hold these guys off, because the later this game goes, the more pitches it started tipping in the Indians' favor. It was fascinating. Then, of course, the Indians came back and tied it up. It was unbelievable.
I thought he overused the closer because that was Joe. Even though the Yankees won so many times, I always criticize Joe Torre. I'm like, he's using Mariano too much at the end of the 7th or the early in the 8th. Leave him for the fucking 9th inning.
Yeah, but they played. This is the thing about that. They played 3 elimination games in a row.
That's right.
It's like you got to go with the guy. You got to bring him in, because if he doesn't get you to the next one and he's your best guy, you kind of had to do it.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things. So then if he lets up a home run, then everybody gets to be like, oh, the guy I would have put in who didn't pitch, so there's no footage on him. He would have gone in and he would have saved the fucking day. And it's just like, well, if that was true, then you'd be managing.
That always drove me nuts for Torre, though. I was like, fucking not Mariano. They lost fucking, Nelson and Stanton.
It's funny, too, because as soon as the game got tied up or it looked like the Cubs might not win, that's when the Joe Buck hatred really starts to come out on Twitter. Jonathan was hating him because all the Cubs fans hate the way that Joe Buck has called it.
Because he's a St. Louis guy?
Yeah, they say it's clearly he doesn't like the Cubs. That's what they're on. There's a clear bias with Joe Buck.
Did you ever see Joe Buck is hilarious. Did you ever see on his Twitter? In case you know what Twitter was, I held up the phone for you. It says Joe Buck and says something like, I hate your team. Because that's all he gets.
That's so
all
funny.
He gets. Dude, I did Inside the NFL one time, dropping names here. Chris Collinsworth told a funny story about that.
Yeah.
Where people just are always convinced. Like, why do you hate the Bengals so much? You played for them. Why do you hate these guys so much? And he would always be like, no, I don't hate them. I'm just blah, blah, blah. And then finally somebody came up and was like, well, why do you hate the Giants so much? And he just looked at me and said, I just don't like them. I just walked out just to fuck with them.
How is it doing what was it, Bill Simmons show with Gretzky?
Oh, that was insane. And he was the nicest guy.
He seemed like a nice guy. He was laughing at all your jokes and everything.
No, and he was asking. I said, I play a little pickup. He goes, oh, you play? He starts asking me, what do you play?
No.
Generally interested. It was amazing. And I was sitting there for at one point during the interview, like such a fanboy moment. He was sitting there, he had his hands folded. I was looking at his hands going like, those things held the cup 3 times. They scored 2,700 points. I'm trying to blow through this before he makes a hand joke.
No, not at all.
And it was just like...
I was trying to connect. What's a peg callback?
Callback. It was amazing, and I couldn't wait to answer the question, what's wrong with hockey, because that's what I've heard the entire time watching it. It's like the truth is there is nothing wrong with it.
Right.
It's just you just have to accept the fact that you're this rogue sort of sport in this country, and you're just all going to be multimillionaires instead of billionaires. But if you go for that brass ring that the NFL is going with, look at it's finally caught up with them how much they tried to mainstream the game.
Yeah.
They've alienated, I think, their main fan base. They got them dressed in pink. They got Katy Perry singing. They're doing games in London. They're on Sunday. They're on Monday. They're on Thursday. Towards the end of the season, they're on Saturday. And that whole thing with that movie was going like they own a day of the week. They've lost that. Like I forget sometimes.
What day was hockey?
No, I'm saying NFL.
Oh,
NFL
sorry.
owns
I think
Sunday.
hockey. Okay.
I don't have a lot of charisma. It's easy to drift. I never blame the listener when I'm talking. So they had they own that movie, that great line. They own a day of the week.
Yeah.
And they've gotten away from that. It's almost like when you watch when a Starbucks or something comes up and they have so many locations, they're competing with each other. They kind of did that. And then also the game has also changed so much now where it's just like they were talking about Tom Brady going like that. He has 800 yards in the first 2 weeks, and they were writing how that only 600 of those yards were for 12 yards and under, just dinking and dunking your way down the field. And I don't know, kind of lost the running back blowing through the line and all that shit.
Right.
I don't know. I was hoping you guys would interrupt me about a minute ago because I ran out of shit to say.
Well, with these sports that come down, like the World Series, it's 7 games, but you can get skunked in 4 games, right?
Yeah.
So what? How do you? They must have some kind of mechanism in place to prevent corruption, right? Because, can you imagine the money that's at stake if literally your franchise is cut in half? All of that advertising,
absolutely.
So how do you keep some pitcher from being in a bar and some guy comes up to him and leaves car keys on the bar next to him and says look, there's some parts in the lot for you.
Baseball, they pay him such a disgusting amount of money. You'd really have to be a degenerate or just even if you were getting the league minimum. I mean, I think that's still $750,000 or something like that. I mean, it would take a lot to get to those guys, but the big thing is.
But what if the people paying you are the ones saying,
the
because
they
Network
want
and
that.
Taco Bell need you to shave a pitch? I don't know.
Well, I will say this though: all throughout the 2000s, I was saying the NBA's fixed, and I was getting all this shit because I was also saying baseball was fixed. I had a lot of theories back then, but I was right. I was like Mel Gibson in that movie where he drove the taxi. I was right about the NBA. And what kills me is they did the Oswald thing. They pinned it on one guy. There was one guy. All those fucking games that I watched. I remember when I was at a Utah Jazz game watching them play the Celtics, and I watched them. They're letting them play tonight. Oh, no, they're calling it tight. Oh, no, they're letting them play. And it was just so clearly somebody was fucking with this thing. It's just like, I never saw games like that when I was growing up. Either right out of the gate, it's like an umpire. They established the strike zone. You see the first at batters, just turning back, guys at bat, looking back on, okay, that's the strike. That's that, okay, cool. And then if you're a good official or umpire, like, you're consistent. And they weren't doing that in all these fucking games I was watching. And everybody was telling me I was out of my mind. And then they finally bust this guy, mobbed up ref, fixing games. And then the NBA, it's just the one guy.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? Not even the guys who were on the crew with them? They didn't notice? Maybe they dropped a dime on him. I have no idea.
Well, Lenny Dykstra tells that story about when he was playing for the Mets or whatever. He would get all the skinny on all the umps, and he would find out what they were doing wrong. Gambling, gay,
I love
whatever.
that you just said get all the skinny.
I trust
get
me.
all the
as,
skinny.
As I said it, I realized I should be killed for this.
Dykstra, get
As
the
it
skinny
came
on
out.
the umps.
As it came out, I should be fucking shot. But he would find out all this shit on the umps. He got the skinny, see?
He got the skinny.
Yeah.
Well, we blew right over the fact that your two item list of what they were doing wrong was gambling, gay.
Or I should say things which could go hand in hand, actually. But then the things that they didn't want people to know, that they were private about. He would say to them, he would come up and go, so how was that game last night? Or, hey, how about that club you went to? Like, he would mention this shit as he was stepping into the batter's box and let them know that he knew private stuff about them, and it expanded his strike zone, and it helped him. And he was
No way.
yeah.
Wow.
He's been pretty open about that. Since we interviewed him, we didn't get much out of him.
Yeah, I feel like ever since, you remember that story a couple years ago? This is going to seem unrelated at first, but like there was a story a couple years ago where this high school gave the kids laptops, and they were like loaners, and so they had this like software on it to keep the laptops from getting stolen. That had tracker software on it, and also had like spy software on it, so they could look at the kids in their bedrooms.
I remember. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were like spying on the kids, and it was like I looked that up recently. It was like it wasn't exactly what you'd assume. It wasn't like one creepy principal that was like making his own porn. Like it was
It was five.
There was it was
And
a
the vice
consortium
principal.
of people.
It was a circle jerk.
The network.
They really kind of thought that they were just like controlling the school better, and that of course nobody would let us do this, but we're going to be. It seemed that way. I think maybe the IT guy was probably like. Yeah, it's called. But anyways, the reason that's related is because it's like it seems like only when people get caught is when you see that and they always try to pretend like this weird instance of corruption, but all the people that get caught have something in common. Like they're weird and dumb. Like they do something weird,
yeah.
And then this corruption gets exposed, but it always has these little boundaries around it. It's like. I hate to be this cynical, but it just seems like if corruption is possible anywhere, that I now just assume 100% that it is. If someone's not being policed,
There's only billions of dollars at stake.
Yeah,
I don't know why that would cause anybody to do anything underhanded.
What would be the motivation?
yeah, well, it's just all the money.
I just don't see the smoking gun here. Whatever, it's still fuck. It's better than reality television. I mean, I guess it really is reality television, but it's better than the shit
You would have to offer a lot to get those guys to take. There's just
players?
so much money at stake with those. Those guys make so much money. It's hard to get a guy who makes fucking $5 million a year.
And also then to try to get him to keep their mouths shut and that type of thing. The way in is the officials.
Yep.
Because they're so underpaid.
Are they underpaid? I don't know what they make.
I actually don't either, but I know that it's not like they're underpaid. It's that they make way less. You're in a business where there's like billions of dollars, hundreds of millions being made, and I think those guys. Well, shit, we got the internet. Can't we look it up? I'm sure somebody put it.
They don't get a lot of endorsement deals. Like
nobody really knows
Carl
their name.
Johnson, the famous referee for.
You got to do it for
Nike.
like 20 years. Like Kerry Frazier. I remember in the NHL and Koharski, because the guy says, eat another donut, you fat pig. So everybody know who he was. I don't know. Or if you write a book or something like that.
It says a major league umpire's starting salary is around $120,000, with the senior umps earning up to $350,000.
But they're only working.
Right, and there's
half a
guys
year,
who make
too.
that almost a pitch.
That's true. Yeah.
Right, you could buy those people out.
Yeah. I don't know about pitch, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
per game or
per
sure,
game, they're
absolutely.
making that, and they're sitting there, and then they're getting yelled at by these kids. You know, they're in better shape. They're getting laid after the game, and you're just this fat guy going back to a Super 8. Maybe not a Super 8, you know.
No, they fly first class. They probably stay in the best hotel. I think the umps union is pretty strong.
Well, there you go. I'm convinced it's not fixed anymore. You give me $300,000 a year to be like, ball outside. and I get to fly. Yeah, I get to fly first class. I'm in.
Yeah. No, because you know what? There was a controversy.
Can I keep the chest protector when I'm done? I'm in.
I love too that you'd adopt an umpire voice. Like you wouldn't use your own. Ball outside.
Ball outside. You always say you got to enhance your personality.
That's right.
When you do it.
That's right.
One of the guys got in trouble because they were flying first class and they were actually trading in the first class tickets and taking the difference in financial difference and just pocketing it. And they got in trouble for that.
Really?
Yeah, they were just flying coach and keeping the difference.
Yeah, that's to me says you're a little underpaid or. You got a little meth habit going on, something going on.
Yeah. Dan, you don't watch sports at all? Really?
Jesus, look at this woman. My God, who the hell was that?
Was that Melania Trump?
I think it was Melania Trump.
Hey, I got to agree with her dad.
You think if he gets elected, she'll be hanging around more and you'll just, she'll be less accessible?
No. I'm saying that he said that she was hot and everybody said it was weird. It's like, yeah, she is.
She's very
yeah.
You don't watch sports though, Dan?
No, not really. The Brewers went to the World Series in '82 when I was 10 years old.
You a big Gorman Thomas fan?
Yeah.
Robin Yount.
Vukovic. Yeah.
Ben Ogilvy.
Oh, Ben. Oh my God.
Molitor.
Paul Molitor. That was the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my last intersection with
Cecil
baseball.
Cooper.
And then football. The Packers went to the. Whenever it's mandatory, I'm into sports.
Right.
I was in Milwaukee when the Packers went to the Super Bowl twice in a row. So
you're like, I kind of have to be aware of what's
But that makes it
going on
easy
here.
because everybody, if everybody on the block is watching the same thing and the screen doors on the bars are open and people are just getting high on the sidewalk and it crosses demographic lines at that point and it's fun. You just learn the names of the players and
right. I think that's what women need to do with the Real Housewives. Just have more of a festive atmosphere with food and booze and stuff. Then I'll stand in the corner and act like I give a shit. I can't believe she said that to her.
Right.
Like that.
their book clubs or something. Yeah, just make it more of a street party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a neighborhood gathering.
That's one of the big things that I argue with my wife. That's it. Everything else kind of goes smooth.
The TV?
Is those fucking shows, man.
She watches them all?
Oh, my God. And it's just, dude, it's like I live with them. It's just 6 women screaming at each other. And then they do the Sports Center recap with that Andy Cohen. And all he does is he just gets them all stirred up again. I mean, it's a brilliant show.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like, so when so-and-so called you, Baron. And then how did that make you feel? And they start, fanning their eyes and they get going and then they team up with each other. Dude, it's just this screeching.
Who wins those arguments? Does she wind up watching or does she ever go, all right, you're right, too much?
Oh, come on, dude. Who do you think? I end up leaving, storming out.
I was about to ask, do you have another TV somewhere else?
No, now we do, but forever we didn't, but now we do. But women are so social, it's just so you're just going to go downstairs and watch TV?
Yeah, they don't want to watch TV without you.
Why can't we watch something together? It's all right, well, I want to watch this hockey game. I don't want to do that, and then you end up, I don't know. But she has great taste in movies. We watched this movie the other night, Babadook.
Yeah,
horror
it's great.
movie. Dude, I had to tap out.
You did?
I totally buy into horror movies. I can't handle it. That commercial that was that movie where the lady would, the room's all lit up and she shuts the light out and then there's this person there.
That was The Conjuring.
And then she turns it back on.
It's a new one. It's In the Dark or something like
that.
that. Yeah.
So she turns it back on. It's not there. She shuts it off again. It's there. Turns it back. I was literally watching the commercial Home Alone. I was just going stop turning out the light! And she fucking turns it on again. It's right in her grill.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's terrifying.
What's it called?
It's something about In the Dark or something like that.
Is it out now?
I think it's
Is it
horror
a new picture?
movies scared the shit out of me. I totally buy in. Those people Blair Witch didn't scare me. Scared the fuck out of me. The Ring scared the shit
Ring's
out of me.
terrifying. I literally had to sleep with the light on. I remember I saw that in my old apartment. Keith Robinson gave me a fucking bootleg copy of it. I watched The Ring on a giant fucking 60-inch, those giant TVs that would, before the flat screen. And I was fucking horrified.
And it's one of those things where the rare time it was a remake. It was an Asian film. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese. Ringu, yeah. But the remake was better.
Yes, it was.
It was actually better. But they have some. They got one, Old Boy.
Yeah.
The Audition. You ever see The Audition?
I did.
No.
I
Couldn't
watch
get any
all
worse than the
those
ones I've
movies,
done.
Yeah.
The Grudge was scary too. The Grudge.
Dude, you're hilarious. You watch all those movies. You're into wrestling, dude. You got a van or something in your future. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what I do. I spend my time watching weird like horror movies and pro wrestling and all that. Yeah.
Do you get like after watching all those horror movies, does shit not scare you anymore? Does it take a?
I get scared. Like I get tense. All those movies tense me out. Like, did you see Eli Roth did a movie called The Green Inferno, which is basically like it's a throwback to like the 70s cannibal movies, where there's like group of like
cannibal movies. I didn't know that was a genre.
Oh yeah, like Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh sure, don't get me started.
Yeah,
I heard of blaxploitation. I've never heard the cannibal.
There's a whole cannibal subgenre.
Rape revenge.
Oh yeah,
rape revenge. I never
You ever
heard
see I Spit
cannibal.
on Your Grave?
Yeah,
it's right around the same time.
Where fucking the girl cuts the guy's cock off in the fucking. She got gang raped and she goes back and kills them one by one. She cuts the guy's cock off in a tub. That was probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
What about the 45 minutes of rape in the beginning of the movie?
Well, I can't relate to that as much.
That stuff doesn't happen.
He reacted the way you react when your dick gets cut off. He's like, oh, hey. It was this weird shocked moment he had before he realized his cock had been cut off. That's what got to me. I'm like, that's probably what it feels like to get your dick cut off.
To me, that was like an extremely sharp knife. The fact that you would go, oh, and they go, oh, hey. No, I can see that. Oh, go that way. I don't relate to it. Oh, hey.
He had a pause. If you watch that when he gets it, she slices.
I will never watch that again. I saw it once and that was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Green Inferno, like this group of like college like activists go into the rainforest to stop the trees from getting cut down and stuff.
Was this financed by Trump? I'm already liking this. Nice.
And they end up like they're in the rainforest, their plane goes down and they get kidnapped by this gang of like cannibal jungle natives.
Jesus.
And they're just sitting there in like a cage made of bamboo while all these natives are just watching them. And I was panicking watching the movie because you're like, how the fuck do you get out of this without
Did they start with like a pudgy one first to be like, this is like sliders. They have a couple of appetizers.
Yeah. They take the pudgy one. This is why I was panicking. They took the pudgy one that was like the friend that wanted to be the boyfriend, but you knew was never going to.
The fat cock blocker.
He was. They grabbed him and they cut off his legs first and his arms, and he knew it was all happening, and then they cut his eyes out. And I was like, what the fuck? How do you deal with that?
Well, that's a major artery. How does the man not bleed out? Not to take you outside of the movie here. All right, if you want to read something crazy, read Flags of Our Father. They made that into a movie. Read that.
Yeah? Read it or watch the movie?
No, read it.
Believe it or not, I'm a kind of more of a movie guy.
Read it.
Yeah.
Read it.
Yeah?
Yes. Because if they actually, what's in the book, they put it in a movie, it would get NC 17, 18, and 19. Like, you wouldn't be able to put it up there.
Really? So you can't cut off like a leg?
Huh? Well, they would hang out. Well, the Japanese soldiers were the only ones that had, they were the only army that had rules about cannibalism, and it was only you couldn't eat another Japanese soldier.
That was the rule.
Yeah, well, they had this thing where I read the book so long ago. It was basically one time when Britain came in there to try to force them to trade with the rest of the world or take them over or whatever. As they came in, some storm came and wiped out that whole fleet. So then they got this idea that was some sort of wind god that loved Japan, so there was no way that they could lose. So they didn't really prepare as they stretched across the Pacific, and they didn't have any provisions, and they were on these fucking islands that really didn't have any growth or anything, so they had no food. So
they were eating the people they captured.
Yes. So and it was so fucked up that they only released it, like when the guy finally wrote the book, like whatever, 50 years later or something like that, when it was finally declassified or something like that. But they would just tie these guys up and they would just cut meat off their backside while they were alive, and then they would try to keep them alive as long as they could because the vitals
fresh,
had the most protein, and they would just throw them in a pit and they'd be laying there with like it was just no, dude, it was like when I was reading, it was like really the Japanese back then, they were like the white people of Asia, where they thought that they were superior to everybody else. The shit that they did to the Koreans, Chinese, and just all the way through there, like they were.
That's not like
they gave white Europeans a run for their money. And they really did.
They were actually the Japanese were referred to as honorary whites in an official Pentagon like paperwork. Like before we went into World War II, when we were still thinking about how to play this.
Oh, so they were. So we gave them a little pat on the head, racist pat on the head.
Well, it was really insidious. So it's actually kind of we were the Han Solo of the planet. It's sort of like when I get patriotic, that's the America I think about is like the one that's like cash on the barrelhead. Like where I'm a scoundrel. I'm all about the capitalism. And we were watching World War II happen, and we're just sort of like, just watching. It was like, and then before, and we had a cash policy. It was like, who needs bullets? Who needs?
Oh, we played it brilliantly.
And then but before we went in, there was like a lot of thinking going on about, and there was all these memos and all these things that you can get Freedom of Information Act. I know I'm starting to sound like a kooky guy, but this stuff is verifiable. Like, there was like this plan before we went into World War II that lays out the 50-year, as the 50 years after World War II.
I would think if you're running a nation, you gotta be beyond 10 days. You gotta be like, all right, we're gonna get into this thing, because they already saw World War I, and the devastation that was. I mean,
and these people,
Ken Burns' The War is one of the great things I've ever watched.
I wish it was longer though.
You gotta let Dan go. Unfortunately, your person.
Is it because I started getting geopolitical?
No. Yeah. We're like, we can't have that here. No, I guess you got other stuff going on today.
Do I?
I don't know, but they're saying that you got a hard out of getting text messages.
Well, that's exciting that I have something going on.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break.
Otherwise, we would have kept you here. But, Dan, what should we notify the people of? Rick and Morty?
The Flags of Our Fathers is coming. I'm doing a revival. And,
just the cannibalism part.
Yeah, Rick and Morty, we should finish that in the next 3 or 4 years or so, the season 3. Everything else is kind of in development. And Harmon Quest is coming to CISO. How could I be so silly?
Harmon Quest.
Yeah, that's me playing Dungeons and Dragons. Pathfinder is what we're playing, not Dungeons and Dragons, with celebrity guests and stuff. And then it's animated, like the actual action, which is why I was so quiet during the baseball conversation.
And you should also check out, I don't know if you're actively promoting it, but there's a great Dan Harmon, Harmontown is the name of the documentary, right?
Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix still, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where I saw
it. A movie I made about myself.
It's good.
In which it turns out I'm a narcissist. That's it. Thanks for having me. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Bill Burr here on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hold on, the paparazzi want photos. Jim and Sam live from Los Angeles. We'll be back in a few. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, live from Los Angeles. Right now.
Can I tell you the best part of having Bill Burr in studio?
What's
is
that?
the fact that Bill Burr did a live read that I didn't have to do. It's very appreciated.
I love the live reads.
You do. You got some internet notoriety for your live reads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd assume Audible would be very, very happy that the famous live reader Bill Burr is.
It's more just because I suck at reading out loud that the sort of the comedy doesn't stop when the commercials come, because then you get to hear. My reading out loud, it gives people hope. Like this guy's making a living. He's making a really decent living, and he can't even read out loud.
Right. It lets everybody know. Like, don't let the things that are holding you back hold you back.
When it becomes a part of it, like, hey, look, he's gonna fuck around with the read and have fun. That's great, because you can kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
And not worry like, I'm gonna lose a sponsor.
They don't fast forward through it.
Or you lose a sponsor, and you're like,
I've lost a lot of sponsors.
Oh, you have?
If people hang in there. Oh yeah, Nature Box was the big one that I lost. Which I thought it was.
Who is she?
I thought it was Nature's Box. Yeah, it was such a kid joke, and I was just like, I go, "You're eating Mother Nature's twat," right? And they flipped.
Really?
And rather than just, they should. Look, I get why they were also doing that, but if you just rolled with that, people would listen to every fucking time about me talking about Mother Nature's box.
Right.
But they're also getting the information, and then
they'll try the product.
Yeah, that's what happened with Sherry's Berries. But at the end of the day, Sherry's Berries evidently are fucking delicious. So that's what everybody was just like, because at the end of that read, when I was laughing at the copy, that was so like homoerotic / homophobic, the way they wrote the stuff. I can't remember. I just lost it when I was reading it. And they ended up, in the end, I said something, you guys better buy this because they're going to give me a lot of shit. So people out of solidarity started to buy it, but then they were like fucking delicious.
They're the best.
I heard they're delicious.
When they used to send them up, because they used to send them up when we were doing them.
This sounds like a paid advertisement right now.
It does, right? They were doing them.
Sam, tell your story about Sherry's Berries.
They used to send them up when we were doing live reads, and they were fucking amazing. Giant things with chocolate. The best.
Yeah.
The best.
Dipped in chocolate. I remember the read.
So what's going on, man? What's
we're finishing up the second season. I taped a special. My favorite, other than I hate the editing of the special, but my absolute favorite fucking thing in stand-up is wiping the entire slate clean
That's what
and
Jim
just
was
going on
saying
stage. Just like you don't understand that some people don't get like your act after a while becomes like this person that you're living with that you should have broke up with like a year ago.
It's so funny because
it just becomes this fuck. And especially if I had some long act out shit and I was just like, oh my God, I can't fucking. And then the funniest thing, then the next day, like I was thinking all those jokes are gone. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna miss doing that joke.
It really is a relationship. It's
totally
like in
is.
the beginning you love your jokes.
Yeah.
Like you're just totally head over heels for them, and this is the best it'll
They can
ever
do
be.
no wrong.
Right. And then you just resent them because they're around all the time.
Yeah.
And they just want to be a part of everything.
And then you let them go. Then you let them go, and you're like, oh, that was kind of nice.
It wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
When you drop stuff, like I hate doing gigs after I shoot when you still got like 6 more or 10 more gigs to do to finish up. Like you've booked like 4 more.
Right.
Because I'm shooting in December, and then New Year's Eve is after that. So I got to work New Year's Eve probably for
No,
the
and
money.
you got to come with the A shit.
And then you'll do it, and then hopefully drop them January 1st.
Well,
It'll be
I
nice.
had I was working right up till that, and now I'm doing Comics Come Home, and I got that on the 12th, and then other than that, I'm done for the year.
You are taking some time. That's the best way to do it, to take a month. I'll probably take a lot of January. It's good just to take some time to relax.
And I've never
work it
really
out.
done it, and I want to fucking fly some helicopters, play drums, fuck around, indulge in my hobbies and that type of shit. No.
Will you still go up at the Improv and stuff and work on stuff, or are you actually just taking a month? Where you're fucking just hanging?
I go to like the Comedy Store, but then it's also kind of big to go out and go do shit and go live a life. Like I flew up to Bakersfield. I'm kind of flying over the LA basin. There's like 9,000 people in the fucking air, and I swear to God, 5 minutes you got to switch frequencies. But it's the first time like we took off out of
It's all
Burbank.
like the inside helicopters.
Yeah.
Like everybody else that flies helicopters is like, yeah, I know. He's fucking
No,
right.
it just gets to the point of like, fuck. And then
Yeah.
once you get out of this shit and you go north on the 5, it's like one frequency. Then all you have to deal is just a little bit of turbulence, and then you're all right.
How high do you go? And when I get motion, I've never been in a helicopter, but I kind of want to do it. I've never done it, but it scares me that I would get sick. Whatever. Is it how much different than a plane is it? I mean, I feel like you're helpless.
I've been doing it for a while, so I kind of forget. I do remember the first time hovering was just like, it was like, what the fuck? It was like you're just levitating. Like, how does this work?
Don't you feel like you're dropping up and down?
Oh, when you're flying?
No. Like aren't you bouncing a little if you're hovering?
Depends if there's crosswind, if there's a lot of wind or something like that. Little things can happen. But I mean, you're fine, dude. You don't hover like. You hover around like 8 feet, and even then, if something bad happened, I mean, those skids can take you. You just bounce down on the ground. You'd be fine.
But I mean, if you're hovering at like 1,000 feet for a bit,
Oh, what about that? If you just kind of go,
don't you feel like you're bouncing a little bit?
No, well, even if you were, you'd have to be. There's like no tree lines, so you can't see if you're going up and down. But you're kind of just sitting there in the air. That's what appealed to me about flying a helicopter. Was it felt like it was really like flying, like you can just lift up, go backwards, turn around. You're like a hummingbird.
Right.
The only thing that is on long trips, like there was a few times going up to Bakersfield, I was just like, wow, man, if I had like a fixed wing, like plane, I mean, you just cruising.
Right.
Like because of the design, the physics of it and the drag and everything, there's only so fast you can go with the rotor before you get what's called retreating blade stall. So
Which means what?
It's basically, as the winds come, it's going to be all like nerdy shit.
That's fine.
It's basically, Jesus Christ, I had to know this for the
helicopter test?
Yeah, it's retreating blade stall was.
No,
I got it. It's basically. I think that is that.
They're going to take away your license.
I'm thinking the symmetry of lift. Retreating.
Well, that
blade
we talked about yesterday, but I mean,
retreating blade stall is basically. What happens? You're going too fast for something to lip. All I know is you just hear it. All I know is the sound of it. Then wham, 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 wham. Then you just slow down. I can't even give you the fucking
but
definition.
you've had it happen where you know you're going to stall.
No, I've gotten up to the point of it. So I mean,
Okay.
it's basically it's one of those things. If it was going on, you would know what happened. I mean, it's a very simple thing. They give you rules. You don't go. I haven't gone that fast. There's a few times that I've forgotten things. I got in a turbulence and I was still flying fast. Like, going, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, slow down. And then you slow down and you're still getting bounced around, but it's not that bad.
How bad of turbulence have you hit?
No, I don't, not at all. Cause I look at the weather reports before I go up there. And if it's anything beyond like,
Have you actually said, fuck it, I'm not going up today because of
Oh,
the
absolutely.
weather? Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's two types of people that get their license. It's the person who just is like, yeah, fuck it, I got it, let's go. And then there's someone like me who, like, every month, tries to go down and do some autos and all the emergency shit, because that's my big fucking thing.
Sure.
Being able to take it. Like, to get your license, you only had to go into the flare. I can't believe I forgot what the fuck retreating blades are.
Will your wife go up with you, or is she
happened.
scared or no?
She will now, but there is that stuff where it's like you have to. Like, I keep going back to my notes, like all that shit that you had to learn about, like what kind of rotor system you have. It's a semi-rigid that can flap and flutter and fucking all of this shit and cone, all this stuff you had to know. Like, I try to go back and look at it. I haven't looked at it in a couple of months, and that's like just shit that will like.
So it's not like riding a bike where it's like you just know how to do it or driving a car.
It's like playing guitar.
Right.
Or playing drums, where it's like you can still do it,
but you're not an expert.
But your fingers aren't like going like where they're supposed to. So it's one of those things where it's like going to the gym. So I try to go, I try to go at least once a week. But like there's times where I won't go for almost a whole month because I just get so busy with the show. But then I come out of it and I just fly with an instructor 3-4 times. And I just have them drill me with all like the type of stuff. But the thing about it is the way they're maintained. They're so safe that I can actually be up there and forget the definition of retreating blade stall, but know what it is and know how it happens and how to get out of it.
How do you figure out these hobbies? Like, are you just like, I got so much going on right now. I got the animated thing. I got comedy.
I didn't have the animated thing really going on. What happened was the claustrophobia of living in L.A.
That's what it was.
Like, how the fuck do I get out of here? Because it takes like 6 hours to get out of this fucking city it feels, even if things are running correctly.
Right.
Forget about if the dollar collapses, if there's some fucking earthquake or some shit like that. What's the best way out? Up and out.
Right.
Helicopter.
And then that's what The Rock flew in San Andreas.
Yes.
Right? The Rock was flying a helicopter,
yes.
So you're obviously on the right path.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing that was bullshit about that scene
there's only one
was that he said we have to auto rotate. Like, you don't say that. No, you don't say that. You have like a ridiculously low amount of time to slam the collective down. You don't have to or not. Like the other day, I was on a plane that kind of was on fire, and we just made an emergency landing. And then after we landed, the guy goes, "Hey, sorry, I didn't make an announcement. I had my hands full up there," which meant some sort of nauseating light came on. Or he smelt it. It smelled like burnt popcorn. I thought the stewardesses were burning a dinner or something.
It was a commercial flight that was on fire?
Yeah.
How far into it were you?
That was the funny thing. We were going Nashville to L.A. and we ended up landing in Little Rock. So like we were in the air for like 40 minutes, and all of a sudden we started descending. And I was thinking, going like, all right, is they going underneath some some turbulence or some shit? And then all of a sudden my drink started sliding down like the armrest I was going to hit. So I'm like, wow, we're really going down. And the lady came by. She goes, yeah, we're collecting all the drinks because we're going to be landing shortly. I was just 40 minutes into Nashville to L.A., and the woman next to me takes her headphones off. She was like, we're here already? Which I would have done at some point in my life. So I'm not like trashing her. I just laughed. I was like, no, I think we're making an emergency landing. She was like, why? I go, probably had to do with that burning smell. So I just, to keep myself calm, I'm like, all right, he's controlling the aircraft. He was flying this fucking thing. It wasn't like that autopilot shit. Like, he was flying. And so my whole thing was like going, oh my God, is it one of those fucking cell phones, the Galaxy 7 that somebody left in the bag? And
they make the announcements now when you get on the plane. If you have one of those, tell us right now.
You got to take it off the plane now.
Yeah.
They were saying they might have to be powered off. Now they're like, they can't be on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was just sitting, as we were descending, just thinking like, is this thing going to go through some fucking wire or some hydraulics or some shit that's going to like, I don't know anything about planes or anything, but so we're coming in, and I looked out the window and I thought we were in St. Louis because I thought what I saw was the Mississippi River, but it was just some river that feeds into it outside of Little Rock. So we're coming in for a landing, and like all I can look out the side and all I see is trees in this fucking river. And for half a second, I'm like, is this guy going to sully this thing and put it in the water? So then I was just thinking, stay conscious. And I was thinking everything. As the front of the plane gets fucked up, and that door that's right there, because I was in the first seat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the first guy out, and I'm not taking anybody with me either. Then I was thinking, if that thing gets crunched up and won't open up, then I got to fight my way.
And you will fight your way back.
Oh, yeah. I would have been stepping on people's heads to get out of there. But then it would have been like, everybody trying to get out. But then fortunately I saw the runway. Then they landed. Then I'm like, reverse engines, please reverse engines. And then it got to a point of like, even if we hit a fence, we were okay. And I was like, all right. And then we get off the plane. There's like a fire engine and people in like these asbestos suits and shit or whatever the fuck.
Did you go to the gate or did you stay on the runway?
No, I went to the gate and we got off and then they were all going. Like there's like literally people in like those beekeeper fire suits in a big fire engine, one of those airport ones up against near the plane. And they were like, okay, we're going to see if this thing, we can still fly. Like, yeah, dude. Nobody's getting back on that fucking plane.
No.
So then they go, all right, we can't fly that. That we do have another plane for you guys. The problem is it's 2 hours away. And the crew is an hour away from the plane. And commendable crowd there. Only 10% were like, oh, Jesus, there's no way to run an airline. It's like, dude, this is a great way to run an airline.
Right.
We could have just burned to death.
Yeah.
From 35,000 feet, and this fucking guy knew what to do, and he got us on the ground safely. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they want an extra plane and a flight crew there for every plane, just in case any of them catch on fire in there.
It's not Uber.
Right.
Another jumbo jet's not showing up in 5 minutes to fucking Little Rock, Arkansas.
So what did you do? Did you switch airlines or did you just hang out and wait?
No, I just hung because I checked the bag. I was thinking about doing that, but even then, like that airport was almost closing down. It was the Bill and Hillary Clinton Airport in Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah, and I went up to the bar. I watched the Razorbacks get their ass kicked by Auburn, and then I watched the Cubs go to their first World Series, and just even being in a World Series in 71 years, it was great, man. I had a couple of pops. You know, I just chilled out. I was just like, no matter how long it took, I was like, I didn't burn to death.
Right, that's
a good point, man.
Yeah,
and
then it took it to like 1 a.m. We landed at like 6, and they said the crew was going to be there by 8:30. Of course, now it's 9, now it's 10, the usual bullshit.
Right,
trying to get a jumbo jet there, right? So everybody's starting to yell at these fucking people at the Little Rock Airport who should have been home 6 hours earlier. And
right,
you know. And so finally we get on the plane. They go, okay, this plane's going to take you back to Dallas. And we had never been to Dallas. And everybody's just like, oh, you got to be kidding. Flip it out. It's just like, dude, American Airlines, Dallas is their hub.
Right.
They're going to get us. We're in Little Rock. You want to go back to Nashville, you fucking idiot?
Right.
They just wanted to go like directly to L.A. So then we get there, and then they wanted us to deplane to then get back on the plane for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. And this one guy, I hear this guy go, they can't possibly expect us to ever fly this airline again. I hated that he spoke for all of us.
Right.
It was just like, dude, I am absolutely going to fly this airline again because they showed me that if one of their planes is smoldering, they can get me on the ground safely.
Yeah.
Can you imagine forget that?
If they had been like, you know what?
Gold-toed sock-wearing cunt. I didn't even see his socks.
Yeah, but you probably right.
Pictured.
But if they're going like, you know, the plane's on fire, but maybe we can squeak it out. We don't want everybody to get mad.
Yeah.
Let's just try to keep flying.
The reality is every airline would have done that, but these guys did it.
They did it. That's the point.
That is a land immediately situation.
How many hours late did you get home? About 6 hours late?
It took me about 16 hours to get home from Nashville, and I didn't give a shit. Like, I was just kind of, I slept on the floor in Arkansas, and then we went to Dallas. I slept a little bit there, and then we got back on the plane, and then I slept the whole flight. And it's just, I didn't burn to death.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
when it's, I've had one emergency landing in like 95. It was like a fear being dropped on you. It was like all consuming terror. It's
what it is lack of control.
Total lack of control. And my greatest fear was heights. So when they start dumping fuel, saying they couldn't, there was a problem with the fuel transfer. The horror was like everything I was afraid of was happening. I'm going to die.
Yep.
And
and you don't have any. You're right. You're sitting
no
in that
say.
seat.
You can't pull over.
I've had 5 aborted landings, and I've had that thing catch on fire a little bit.
That's a lot. You're due for like a bunch of safe flights because that's a lot to have.
I also, when I went to American Airlines, I never used miles or anything, and I went to go to the Admiral's Lounge, whatever the stupid thing they call it. And of course, my card didn't work. And they were like, well, we can try to get you another one and blah, blah. So I was trying to sign up. And the lady looked at it. She goes, you have like 836,000 miles. And I started laughing. I was like, I never fucking use them. I don't use them because every time I want to use them, you're like, well, you can't use them then.
Yeah.
And then go to the website. And then I just feel like I have that thing, like I don't fucking work for you. So eventually I'm going to get him up to 1 million now. Now I know that I'm that close. And what was funny, because somebody asked me recently, do you think you've flown 1 million miles? I was like, I don't know, man. That's a lot of miles. And now just thinking, because I used to fly Continental back when you flew them. And I had a bunch of miles on that. I had a bunch of miles on United. So if I have 800 on that, I would think that I got like, I've flown 1.5 million.
Probably more.
Yeah,
you don't realize how much you're flying. You just don't realize how many miles you're putting in the air. And then you're like, oh, my God, I got 600,000 and I've been spending them. I love them and fly people in. You know, I have a different life than you do. You have you have happiness in a home. I'm still waiting.
Lots of
I would love to
friends
see
that
the
need plane
lineup of
rides.
those people you're flying in.
I'm like, what gender do you fly under?
What do you do, Jim, when you were just like, you should take time off? Like Bill was just talking about taking time off, and like, because it seems like when you take time off, you take time off. Like you go do your own stuff that's outside of all of this.
Oh, I had a couple things fall through too.
What kind of
I was
things?
going to go. Well, I shouldn't say this because I didn't go. So it wasn't. But I was going to go get in a shark cage and watch great white sharks feeding. And my buddy ended up going. And I just, of course, this fucking business just knows, oh, something good's going to happen, you know. And I wasn't able to go. And but next year I'm definitely going for
That's
that. And he
insane.
showed me, dude, like the pictures he took is like, it's like Discovery Channel level shit. And I know everybody's going to show me that thing where the great white shark gets into
Got
the
in the
fucking
cage.
Yeah, but this is what people don't understand when it's
Yeah.
in there. That thing was totally panicking and couldn't breathe. I actually felt bad for the shark. Yeah, even though there was a guy in there.
Yeah, I felt bad for the guy. I didn't feel bad for the shark.
I did, because we shouldn't be there fucking with them.
Right, like, but you're going in.
Huh?
You're going in the cage though.
Yeah, so why would you feel bad for the guy?
Oh, so you're saying that like if a shark was in the cage with you,
That you shouldn't feel bad for me.
right? Because you made that
I
choice.
Went
You
out
went
of
into his
my
house.
way
Right.
to get myself. It's not a tragedy when you go out of your way. So when I was watching that thing, as much as it was thrashing around, like the sharks gets like such bad reps that like these fucking monsters, they're naturally doing what they do.
Did the shark get out of it?
It did get out of it, but it had a big fucking welt. It looked like it was bleeding. I mean, you know.
Why couldn't it couldn't breathe? Why?
Well, the second they stop, it's a Woody Allen joke. Second they stop moving forward, they can't breathe. So when it got in there, it's thrashing around because it has to keep water going through its gills. It's amazing. I know that, but not the helicopter shit. And then it eventually came out the top of the cage.
But
so it didn't kill the guy.
The last thing it was thinking was killing anything.
wanted to get out.
It wanted to breathe. Like, are you thinking of eating a sandwich if someone had their hand around your throat?
Ironically, yes.
I don't know. I'm speaking right now like I'm some sort of fucking.
no, but you're right. Like in the sense that like it's very easy to avoid
Botanist,
shark
is
attacks.
that the water person? Oceanographer?
No, botanists are I know plants.
I know, I'm kidding.
Oh.
What-
I'm so stupid. I finally felt like I knew something.
Actually,
like,
no,
wait,
Bill.
botany, Bill. Boo.
It's very easy to avoid shark attacks. They're all the sharks are in the water. Like they're all
they're very limited.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
very
exactly.
limited.
If you go on the sand, there'll be no shark attacks. That's where you escape.
I was
sharks.
on a boat. We had a problem where there were possible sharks. We had to get off the boat. It was fucking horrifying.
Where?
It was called the USS Indianapolis.
You weren't on that boat. No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't. But what do you do, like Jim? Because you end up doing radio anyway. Even if you're like not, traveling or you're not doing stand up, you're still doing radio every morning.
It's a constant terror of. I was talking about this a lot recently, but it's a constant terror of being absolutely irrelevant. So I feel like if I take any time off, the entire business will forget me.
What's the Bill? What's the most amount of time that you'll
I'm looking up retreating blade stall.
What's the most amount of time that you'll take away from the business, like entirely, that you just won't work on anything? Won't go do any sets. Won't write. Won't do anything.
All right, as far as show business, I
Show
could
business.
easily go 10 days. I
10
could
days.
easily do that. I could take vacations a couple weeks or something like that. But I have that thing like I can't just fucking chill out and just be by myself. You know what I mean? Like I have to like. I'm sorry, now this thing's dinging here, so I got to read this shit. I have to fucking do something. Like if I have a whole day and there's nothing to do, I will go on the internet and I will find some recipe for something. And I'll just be watching people making shit. And then I'll go to the grocery store and I'll make shit. Like I make like fucking steamed dumplings from scratch. I made like an elk cheesesteak sandwich the other night at like 1 a.m. I couldn't
was it?
sleep. Oh, dude, it was fucking delicious. It was fucking delicious. Thanks to Joe Rogan. He shot the thing and you do his podcast. He gives you all this elk meat. It's fucking great, right?
I want Rogan to cook me fucking elk back because I watch his Instagram. It looks delicious.
Yeah, so it's really a lean meat. So it was more like sort of more like a hamburger sub kind of thing because it wasn't like steaks. So I don't have a griddle, so I just kind of had it in the pan, and I had some onions and some peppers, got those things going, some mushrooms in there, a little extra virgin olive oil, cooked those fuckers up, and then I had these really amazing rolls that I put it on. And I told my wife I was going to do that, and she was just like, "What are you doing that for? It's all fucking late, typical shit." And then I come walking in, she's like, I want a bite. Can you make me one? And it just became that. I'm just laughing like, why do you always fucking do that? You wait till the fucking pan and all that is all cooled off. I swear to God, it's.
But the question would be, that you should anticipate that and just make extra.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that then if you fucking do it, then it won't happen.
She won't want
it. It's one of those. I believe that's Murphy's Law.
Can you cook? I can't cook, dude. I bought I have a good stove and all that shit. I literally cannot cook.
You can't at all?
No, my stove is unused. I've been there since April. I've never put anything in my oven.
Have you tried?
No.
So that's probably the reason.
Yeah, but I still couldn't do it.
Let's,
Oh, wait. Retreating blade stall is a hazardous flight condition in a helicopter and other rotary wing aircraft where the rotor blade with the smaller resultant relative wind exceeds the critical angle. Any stall is due to an excessive angle of attack.
Excessive angle of attack.
So that's basically what that is.
That
I can tell you this.
Yeah.
You ever stick your arm out the window? All right?
I do. I like to do it.
Yeah. You know, when you're a little kid, you stick your arm out the window. If you turn it like that, it starts going up like that.
That's right. You turn it like where the wind is hitting it.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you're basically producing lift. What you're doing is you're creating a low pressure system above your arm, and then there's a high pressure. High pressure goes directly to low pressure, which goes through the airfoil, which would be your arm. Okay. So then what happens is if you keep turning it and turning it and turning it to literally it's like a fucking billboard.
Right.
What happens is now the air is hitting it, and rather than flowing over the top, it hits it. And it's just sort of tumbling off the back, and you're losing lift.
Okay,
so you go past the critical thing. So you basically you're flying too fast through the air, and rather than having your wings at an angle where it's producing lift, it's like just imagine having a billboard on one side while the other one is creating lift, and that's what causes that sound as it goes around. So it's not like you fall out of the sky; you're just doing major damage to the aircraft. So what you do is you slow down, and slowing down, you lower your collective, and then your angle of attack comes back to a point where it produces lift. Bam!
Boom!
Let me ask you a question about
it's like a physics class.
It really is. And I had no scientific background, and I sucked at all that shit. So if you're listening, that was the big thing I was afraid of was the ground school. It wasn't learn how. I knew it was a machine.
Yeah.
You show me how to operate it, I can fucking operate it. But having to know
the physics of how and why everything
how many people can drive
works.
A car, can't even fucking check the oil. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you have to know how the whole thing works, and you can forget if you don't look it up. So this has been very educational.
Why are we doing this thing on
Of
planes
course.
now? I know it's for to save gas, but now the wings have these things pointing up. They look like goalposts. The wings they fitted them retroactively too for a lot of the older planes. What is the purpose of that? Just making the wings curl up now instead of plane wings used to be like that. And now
I don't understand how the physics of that works, but adding those little things that stick up gave them better fuel economy.
It did, but I'm guessing
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what
I have no idea why this. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's weird.
I can look that up.
Let's see. While you're looking that up, let's see if the phones work today. 866-969-1969. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Yes,
Bill Burr is here.
Dan Harmon was very fun too.
Dan Harmon was great. And Ellis was fun this morning. Let's go to Rob in Canada. What's up, buddy? Rob?
Hey,
there he
Rob.
is.
Hey, I just want to say I like your guys' podcast. All three podcasts are excellent. The show is excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
And, Bill, you should try to convince Jimmy to come out to the Maritimes like you did, I think, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
I could do that effortlessly. Effortlessly. The Maritimes are... It's basically the east coast of Canada. And where the hell did I play out there? I played in New Brunswick. I played, oh, my God, I can't remember the place. It began with an M. Shit, I'll have to look it up.
Not Manitoba.
No.
Where's Manitoba? Is that Canada?
No, that's way out west.
Oh, I'm totally the opposite.
Yeah.
I just
That's like
it has an M in it.
It does have an M in it.
It's like north of like fucking the Dakotas. Oh, what the fuck was the name of it? I can't remember the name of the place. But
Montreal.
That's what it was.
You almost said it.
Montreal.
No, Mom. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Montauk. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's Montauk.
But they, dude, great fucking people. The most unbelievable fucking seafood I've ever had in my life. We went there in the wintertime, and let's see if I can find it on the map here.
Eastern Canada.
I want to give these people a shout out. When we went there, like they had like all this outdoor skating, right? And they had like an outdoor like just giant loop that you could just skate around. And the whole time you're just watching it. And there'd be like free public rinks, like in Ottawa, there was this free public rink, which is not the Maritimes. But I was just thinking, like, this is why these fucking guys are so great at hockey, is they just...
it's always there.
There it is, Moncton. We did Moncton. We did Halifax, and we did someplace else, and we ate at the hotel restaurant, and the seafood was the best seafood I ever had. So, that's just some bullshit, thing. We didn't
Right.
It's
Not
the
actually.
place. People were so psyched that we came. I brought all my hockey stuff. I played pickup hockey the whole way across Canada, sometimes indoors, sometimes outdoors. Dude, we played they flooded basketball courts. You just sit there in this little ass rink, just having the greatest time. And, I was drinking like a fish, but I was skating all day, so I didn't put on any weight. I had the best fucking time, and it was beautiful in the winter. I can't imagine during the summertime. It's just it's just a place that people don't even think of. And I used to always think it was north of Maine. It's it's sort of just east of it. So there you go. That's me.
So Jim, you got to go there.
I've been getting requests over the years to go to Eastern Canada. There's a couple parts of Eastern Canada. I just don't remember the towns. People are like, you got to come up. Bill's
Dude,
coming.
and this is the thing about all those places. For them to see, most of the time, major acts, I would imagine all of them have to be how much is it going to cost us to get to Montreal? Or maybe we'll fly down to New York, because nobody goes there. So when you go there, they're so psyched that for once they don't have to drive 8 fucking hours.
Right.
They're the greatest crowds. Where I'm not shitting on major cities, but there's why wouldn't you come here? Of course you're coming here. We live in Boston.
Sure,
we live in
sure,
New York.
sure.
We live in Montreal, Chicago. Major cities, all the big U2 Springsteen acts are going to go there. So if you go to those off-beaten ones, dude, that's what I've learned throughout the years, dude. They are the greatest fucking crowds. Everybody thinks, there's nobody out there. Nobody's going to show up. It's there's a bunch of people out there that are into comedy, music, whatever the fuck it is, and they're dying to not have to get in their car
and drive 6 to 8 hours. Right.
So
That's
if you
a good
show
point.
up, it's an event. It's not just another show. That's been my experience.
Okay.
It's awesome. Let's go to Malcolm in Denver. Malcolm, welcome.
Denver.
Sam, Jimmy, what's happening? Billy Bitch Tit, love you on the show. Jimmy, just want to congratulate you on your appearance at midnight yesterday. Nothing else was on TV, so I figured to check that out.
Thank you. That's kind of a lovely compliment.
Sort of a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. There was nothing else, so I looked at you. It was tolerable.
Well, I was kind of referring to the game. I watched you instead of the game, but never mind.
Oh, thank you.
I love the hate joke at the
How
end.
dumb am I? I didn't get your game.
There was a giant television program.
That was a joke. I'm sorry.
I didn't get it either, and I actually watched the game.
Thank you.
That's okay. Could you just make it up to me by playing this song? I know you guys don't take musical requests, but you play the song sometimes. It's called The Testification of the United States, I think.
Oh, the teftification of the U.S. of A. We'll get to that eventually. It's a very, very popular song.
The teftification of the USA?
A U.S. of A. We'll get to it in time.
You think so?
Yeah.
At Midnight was really good. We got to go. We filmed it, yesterday. Jim was on it. And it's just so fun that show exists because the jokes that you were saying were so awful and mean and hilarious that I can't imagine any other show that would allow, there, you got a Charlie Sheen AIDS joke in, a Paul Walker car crash joke in, you got a Ron Goldman joke in, everything.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really, it was funny.
I'm not aware of that show.
It was a bit,
what network?
Chris Hardwick,
on
on Comedy Central, Chris Hardwick hosted. He's a great host.
Yeah, it's good.
What's it called?
At Midnight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I did his podcast. He asked me to do it.
You should do a show.
It's a fun show to do.
You don't want to do At Midnight?
No, I just like frustrating Chris Hardwick.
Oh, you do?
No, I'm fucking with him. He's fine. Believe me, that kid's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's a good host, and they really allow very dark content, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's really great.
It shouldn't be necessary on a show, but it's nice when you can do it, and they don't cry about it.
Oh, boy.
What?
It's nice when people are adults.
We have a response to the wing question.
Okay.
This is good. Marshall in Houston.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
Marshall. Hello.
Good.
Hey, since Bill is a helicopter guy and not an airplane guy, I figured I'd help you out. The upright things on a wing are called winglets, and they are designed to keep the air from blowing from one side of the wing to the other and reduce drag and save a shit ton of gas.
Okay.
Reduce drag.
Reduce drag.
That's what happens.
That's the worst thing a club can do. So they so they do help with gas mileage. Okay,
Yeah.
I just didn't understand why.
Yeah, because they reduce drag, Jim.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know how.
Everybody knows that. Bill, are you doing political stuff in your humor? You got to be doing Trump stuff, right?
I didn't. I did it for my special, too, and I don't care if it's dated at that point because I just thought it was I I just look at the special of like, this is just documenting where my act was on this night. It takes all the pressure off. If I fucking miss a joke or whatever, it's just like, what were you doing that for? Because I taped it in October.
Yeah.
Like those whole people are like, a special should be timeless. It's not going to be.
Right.
It's not going to be, because even Richard Pryor, we will talk about Ali versus Frazier or Gerald Ford or whatever. I think I can talk about Clinton.
Clinton, Trump.
It is funny how many people say that too. They're like, it's like, what are you fucking? I get if the whole thing is nothing but things that happened on Tuesday, but if it's like you can't just have an evergreen special that has nothing. And
if the jokes are funny, it's not like you're gonna be like, yeah, it's funny, but it happened 3 months ago. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't
you
care
know
if
what I mean.
I don't care if you're watching my.
Old music, listen to old music, live albums, and they use like some slang that's from,
Yeah.
Sock it to me or some shit. You just hear people like, wow, people actually said that or some shit, like I like being put into the period.
Yeah.
Like I don't get like watching something and be like, oh, I can't watch this. This is clearly 2005.
Yeah. Yeah. Although like you can always, there's always movies from like the 80s that everything is still perfect except for like the soundtrack. Like the scoring of it is all like synthesizer or something like that. And you're like, why? Why'd they do that?
But that's part of what makes it part of the 80s, too, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, the music or the 70s car, that car chase, be like, that
How does it go?
And they repeat it. It was a really popular song.
If you gave me a million choices of what era that was, I never would have got that.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's so on point that it really brings you right back. You're like, that's of now. Yeah, it was just that...
Must be a car chase happening somewhere.
Yeah.
It sounded like Flappers era.
When is the special going to come out?
Yeah, I have no idea where. I don't even have a name for it yet. But
do you know where yet? You don't have to...
Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix.
It is going to be on Netflix.
Yep.
That's awesome.
On Netflix. So yeah, I've had a great run with those guys. So that's basically it. That's all I got going on. I don't have anything else.
When did you shoot?
I shot it on the 21st.
So just recently.
Oh, you just shot it.
So basically, with the amount of time that the cartoon takes up, F is for Family, like I just kind of shut everything else down.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, I'm not going to have, I could keep doing a little acting gig here or a little one there, but I just feel like,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask
the parts
you.
I get in movies are, I'm always, just standing there like, yeah, what the famous guy said. See? So I'm just kind of like, where the fuck is that going to get me? Or I could just really focus on
your
making the show, as great as it can be. And not like I don't like getting roles in movies and that type of stuff, but it's just kind of like a
Yeah, you did make me laugh a lot in The Heat. I have to be honest. I like that movie, and you did, which is exactly what you did. You jumped up, hey, fuck you!
Yeah, fuck it!
Yeah.
I'm the guy who drinks too much.
Right. I thought it was funny.
When I saw you in the fucking driving the van in Jordan's movie,
Zombievers,
yeah,
with,
that was really great.
With
John Mayer.
John Mayer, yeah, we had a great time. It was a one-day shoot, and I think he's doing something else coming up. I don't know. Jordan Rubin. We used way back in the day at the Boston Comedy Club. We used to all do stand up together, and he's got another crazy one coming out, and we're trying to see if there's anything in there for me. But just I don't know. I like doing that. Just coming and just doing like a day or two. See you later.
Right.
Although I've been on some from almost the beginning to the end. I did that with Black or White, which was going to be called Black and White, but that was already taken. So then it became Black or White, which seemed more confrontational. Like you had to pick a side.
Yeah, which one do you choose?
Yeah, but that one, it was funny. I always wanted to be on a movie on the very last day when they went, that's a wrap, and that's everything. I wanted to be there, the excitement of it, and it ended up being really depressing. Like you want to leave before that. So everybody's like, oh yeah, because when they're like, that's a wrap, that's it. Everybody, it just scatters like fucking beetles because you become like a professional job hunter. So in this business, especially all those boom guy, grip guys, and everything, so they got to break everything down and go take off to the next fucking shoot. We had already had the rap party 2-3 days earlier.
Oh,
because they don't want to waste a minute.
And nobody will show up on it.
No, because we were rapping on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So the Saturday was the rap party.
Yeah.
So then, like, Monday, Tuesday, we shot and finished the movie. And then, like, I always wanted to be there. And I was kind of like, oh, this is it. Now we're all going to, like, hug and say, yeah, man, that was great. And everybody just kind of like, hey, man, it was nice working with you. And they're, like, zipping up their bags and getting the fuck out of there. And you're like, wow.
Because they're hoping to have another gig before, like, the week's over or whatever.
Most of them do. And a lot of actors then go on to something else. And it's just that weird, like, that thing, the cliche thing I'd always heard. Everybody's so close. You become a family, and then it just, boom, that's a wrap, and then it's just over, and you move on to, like, the next thing. Although, the guy who wrote and directed it, Mike Binder, I've become great friends with him, though.
It's weird, though, because, like, that happens, and then everybody has to kind of do stuff sometimes a year later when the thing's finally done and it's time to promote it. You know what I mean? Like, people start doing interviews for this thing that has been out of their life for, like, probably 9 months or so.
And you forget that they're already in another family doing another project.
They probably had 2 families since then.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
then you come back. Yeah, it's really weird. It's still also kind of fun, though. It's the kind of thing that I always liked about stand-up. Like, I always loved doing the road because when I used to have a day job, there was at that point where if I had been somewhere for a year, and it's like you could rewind my life and I was standing right here unloading these boxes, you would just fucked with me for some reason. With like the change of venue. Even though I was at the Cellar forever, I've been at the Comedy Store forever, but it's just like I go to these different venues and like each week I don't have to drive to the same building. Stand in the same spot. At least, like, there's something different. There's different people. There's different food. And I think that helps me, but also it keeps me unbelievably scatterbrained, which I am, which is why. It's
because there's nothing constant, but it is nice. It beats going to the same place. Like I do radio is the same place, but it's different every day.
Right.
'Cause you're talking. It's your guests. It's just a fun, alive place.
Yeah.
But doing the same job every day in a cubicle, it's just
stagnant. Ugh. And it's like you're not growing. It's just the same thing over and over, and you get complacent, right? Like you find your spot and you're just like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and every day.
And then it just then I think what happens is you do shut down. Like I don't think human beings are meant to do, at least some are wired like most of the people I know, you're not meant to do the same thing every single day. And if you do that, there's this rut that you can get into.
Right.
That yeah, so I'm still killing myself that I didn't know retreating blades. So I thought it was the symmetry of lift. I confused the two of them.
You did. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
At least it happened on the ground, Sam.
Yeah, at least it happened on the ground. It didn't happen
up there. Like, well, could have been up
there.
There
you go. You know, I heckled him.
Did you?
I had
to.
Rickles.
Don Rickles. It was the end of his show, and he's just doing question and answering, and I was just way in the back, and I wasn't going to get to meet him, and I had to have an interaction with him.
Yeah.
So I just was in the back, and as he was talking, making everybody laugh, I just went, Donnie! He didn't say anything. I waited like another 5 minutes. He kept doing jokes, and then I went, Donnie! And he just looked, and he goes, yeah, I know my name. and then my buddy, like, he hit me. He's like, okay, that was it. That's all I needed.
That was enough.
Yeah. People in front of me were mad at me and shit, and then afterwards I was like, wow, I just really did what...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just did that.
Is there anything worse than when you're on stage and you know you have a pause built into something, and then every time you do that joke, you're like, someone's going to yell. And when they don't yell and you get to it, you're like, oh, another time.
I find if I don't think someone's going to yell, but if you actually go, someone's going to yell, then it just becomes like someone's going to say, I swear to God, dude, somebody from the back row, the upper deck can sense that one wavering moment you don't have confidence. It's not even visible. It's something in your voice. They just, I'm telling you, you step back, they all move forward. You step towards them, they sit
like
back.
Animalistic, like the audience senses weakness and they're ready to jump.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a respect thing. Oh, I like this. Yeah, fuck this. They just, without even realizing it, they just feel like, and then you become the substitute teacher up there.
Even if it's a weird yell, but a lot of times they'll use it to yell something like that, like nice. Or like they just want to be. They want.
Love you, Jimmy.
Honestly, yeah, it's not. It's usually not a nasty heckle. It's usually not like it's almost never nasty.
Oh, that I learned that watching him, Caroline's, a long time ago. I watched him. Somebody said something. He goes, "What did he say?" And he went, "Oh, okay." And I was thinking like, "Oh, you can do that," because so many times, like the person was like ordering or something, but so many times anybody who was talking, I was so fucking defensive for the first 12 years I did this. Any of them were talking.
You're just on a hairline trigger at all.
They were all saying, "This guy sucks. His career's over. Let's beat the shit out of him." Whatever I was thinking. So I would just, anybody talked, I would just shit all over him. And the amount of, then afterwards, when I was selling my CD, you know, people would come up to me and be like, I was just getting potato skins. Or I was actually just saying that, that happened to me. And they would be really fucking offended. And then I'd be standing there like, going, all right, yeah. And I'd always try to remember, like, all right, they're not all. And I didn't think it. No, it didn't register till. I remember I saw you at Caroline's. Caroline's, you did it, and I was just like, oh. I got to try that one time.
You could just be a person and be like, what did you say? Oh,
hey, what did you say? You said, oh, that happened to you too? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You can go back to your act instead of being like, hey, nice head, you fucking cunt. It was just like.
Even though that feels better to say.
Were you angry when you started comedy, or did that, like, develop? Like, did you have that tension when you got up
not
there
on
from the
stage,
beginning?
I wasn't, but I also, I was completely not aware of who I was. When I thought I was fine. I thought my childhood was fine. I thought everything was fine. And I got on stage, and then gradually the events that happened preceding my career the waves started crashing on the beach, basically. And where I ended up going in life and where the fuck I was at, I got really angry towards, like, in my 30s. And
who'd you get angry at?
I was just mad at the world. Like I was an angry guy. I wasn't like literally mad at the world. I was just reacting in anger and everything. And it was like your 20s to me are like, you're just taking out your childhood on the world because you don't know what you're doing. You just left your parents' house and now you're just reacting, to whatever happened, good or bad. And then, like, in your 30s, that's when as an adult you have to start fucking looking back at yourself. And that's when I started, I think when I was like 35, 36, and I was single again. I'd fucked up another relationship, and I was sleeping on a futon.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, doing the whole pity party thing, and chicks are fucked up, and this business is fucked up, and blah, 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 and all that. That was sort of...
It's never you. It's everything around you.
Yeah.
That's all fucked up.
That's when I started to look inward. Continued to fuck up for another 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years. But it started tapering back down. Like, it was sort of a gradual ascent of fucking up and then descent. Where now...
so it wasn't like comedy. It was like it was everything in your life. And then a lot of times the anger would just come out on stage.
Yeah. Well, actually being on stage was kind of the place where, believe it or not, I was the least angry. A lot of times, sometimes you're on stage too, and if you're yelling or you're doing these characters, people think that you're mad while you're doing it. They don't realize that you're having a great time.
Right.
But I think it just, it's sort of 41, 42 was when it peaked, and I started to kind of turn it around.
It gets exhausting after a while. Being angry a lot, it's like, ugh.
And I always read it's the most immature, knee-jerk emotion to have. It doesn't solve anything, and it's a really immature way of handling shit. It's funny to watch.
Yeah, it's great.
Somebody losing their shit. And I actually get a charge out of watching people lose their shit because I so relate to it. But
it's when you take it home with you and it's in the car with you. It's just toxic and it's always there. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I grew up around a lot of volatile people. And you think in your head, I'm never doing that. I'm not going to associate with people, blah, 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 blah. And then what it is you go out in the world, and unless you've really worked it out, you just gravitate towards what is natural, which is why, all of us lunatics, I think, because I think now, like, we have really healthy back and forth. But when I look back at a lot of that shit at the table, a lot of that was not healthy. Where we were sitting there going, we're toughing each other up to go on stage.
But it was really just all your anger and insecurity.
I used to fucking go, and him and Patrice and Keith and all those guys would be down there. Like, I remember I would be thinking about their faces and everything, and I would try to come up with like 3 or 4 fucking jabs just so I could get to the seat, so I could sit down. And it never dawned on me when it wasn't working for me, because I was really angry back then, to just be like, why don't you just not go there? Why don't you just sit down at another table? Because the way I grew up was that's what everybody did to everybody. So that was the Thanksgiving table, dude. When I look back at that, we were just, the broken toys just fucking beating the shit out of each other. I mean, it was fucking... it was definitely fun, but there was definitely times where, you and I got into real arguments. Me and Patrice got in real arguments. You got into it with people. Bobby got into it with people. Like, it would then.
Me and Bobby had a real one recently. We were yelling at each other for
That's
something.
Part of being friends with Bob, though. You know that's going to come.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing Bobby's good at. He calls you, like, dude, look, man. And he calls you the next day. Like, he reached out, and I guess.
You want to hear one of the best Bobby Kelly stories I have? One time we were taking the subway uptown, and he was talking about the business and everything. And I thought I was actively listening and going, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I was doing. So he was going to help me with my computer. So he was going to my apartment. So we were walking down the street. It's like the middle of the afternoon. And in my head, I must have tuned him out because I started thinking like, well, this is fucked up because he used to live right next to me. He's going to go all the way up to my apartment to fix my computer. Why don't I just run up and get the computer and I'll bring it down to his. I was trying to make his life easier. Right. So I was thinking about that. You know, which goes back to the whole Catholic guilt of like, oh, somebody's going to be handling my needs. I can't. I got to be more ingratiating.
Can't just
so I guess I wasn't listening. I have no idea. So he was in the middle of talking, and as he was talking, I just go, "Hey, Bob, I'm just going to run up and grab a pew." And he's the top of his lungs, broad daylight, with buildings on either side, so it echoed. He just goes, "Don't interrupt me, cunt!" at the top of his fucking lungs. Like, dude, I'm telling you, when I tell you, dude, out of fucking nowhere, like he was totally talking, you know, my agent, I just feel like they're not sending me out enough. And I just say, hey, Bob, and he just fucking went from 0 to 1,000. And people like strollers fucking looking around and shit. And I just looked at him. I just actually, for some reason, because I was getting older then, I just remained calm. I just said, Bob, I thought we were past this. And then he sort of had a smirk on his face. And then it just sort of just stopped. And then we went up, we fixed the computer, but it was still dysfunctional because I don't think we quite addressed it.
Right.
But I just said, I thought we were past this. And then he tried to still kind of, and then he just had nothing because I didn't react to it. And the whole fucking thing went away. But it was just like,
that's great.
That's great. Yeah, dude, I'll never forget that, man. We were right. I remember exactly where the fuck we were. Not even you fucking cunt. It was so like, don't interrupt me, cunt. And it just fucking like, I mean, it probably made it to the Hudson, dude. It was amazing. It was actually, it was a performance piece. So I whenever I look back on it, I always laugh. And then I'm also like going like, I can go. Like I went 0 to 1,000. Like I'm really good with traffic now, but like you know when I was just like you know watching this fucking thing is it's getting you there. Like it's the mistake I always make. I put in Sirius XM and for my place it said it's going to take 31 minutes, but I forget that's at 8 o'clock and then I leave at 8:15 and now it's saying 40. I'm like oh fuck now I'm not going to get there until like you know 8:50 and then you're driving then it starts going 8:51. 8:52, 8:51, 8:54, 9 o'clock, 8:50, and then it just starts building up. I just started thinking, like, I finally was just able to say in my head, like, you know, if I get there at 9:05, are they really going to fucking flip out? I mean, fine. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Wait, what did Bobby say to you? What did Bob say when you asked to go up and get your computer?
when you were like, hey, I'm just going to go upstairs and get the computer.
Oh, don't interrupt me, cunt!
That's going to make me laugh all day.
I want that as a sound clip.
Yeah.
One of Bill's versions of that, it's the greatest thing I've heard in 5 years. I want a version of that. That's so fucking funny.
Dude, and like literally talked to me like I was his child. and the greatest thing ever was one of the only times in my life that I didn't immediately match that energy and also block everybody out. Dude, if I matched that energy, his fucking volatility with my volatility and like what that would have been like, we immediately would have been like, you ever watch those movies about New York? Where they try to New York it too much and they have these lunatics screaming like, dude, that never fucking happens. And we would have been like those guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time actually. On the show. That's it.
Don't interrupt me, cunt!
That may be the perfect one to get for this.
I want one of those 4 or 5, Adrian. Please look through those. They're very, very funny, man.
Bill, we're so glad that you.
You got to have that on, like when a caller calls
that's what I'm saying.
You got to have it. You got to have it.
Yes, I got a little sound thing now. Believe me, that's going right into the repertoire. That's awesome.
We're so glad.
Make sure you give the artist credit. Bobby Kelly.
Yeah, Bobby. We're so glad that you hung out, man.
I don't want to be accused of being stealing from his day-to-day phrases.
It was fun. Thanks to
Hey,
Bill
thanks
Burr.
for having me. Congratulations on your show. I'm really happy for you guys.
Thank you very much.
You know,
fun.
all you guys fucking moving on to bigger and better things.
Yes.
Right? And then someday you get the whole band back together for the one Eagles tour.
Yeah,
right?
the reunion
you,
tour.
Opie and Anthony, and then you go back to your own private projects. It's perfect.
Right.
It's perfect.
Just to satisfy everybody for this one, and then back to what we actually like to do.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics to Hotel California, and I can't even think of them.
Also, thanks to Jason Ellis and Dan Harmon.
Yeah, really fun.
Who were both great on the show. And we'll be back tomorrow. Jim, you want to plug
I'll just be at the Improv on Friday. It's a set I'm doing in L.A.
Just be at one of the biggest clubs in the country. Yeah, just headlining it.
Just doing one little set, and then
selling it out.
Fort Lauderdale and a bunch of other gigs leading up to the special December 17th.
And then all your Netflix stuff will come eventually. I'm assuming once there's dates on everything.
Yeah, we're
You'll
looking
just
at
come
spring for F is for Family, and also I'm doing Conan November 9th.
Oh,
and
great.
we will be announcing the ticket sales for the 5th, believe it or not, Patrice O'Neill comedy benefit.
Oh, great.
Yep, at the New York City Center.
Yes.
And,
yes.
All proceeds, after we pay for the theater, of course,
Yeah.
will go to his family.
Well, as always, we'll be there for that, too. But
Absolutely.
Thank you, man. And
I appreciate Jim. You've been doing it every goddamn year.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually I won't, but they asked me and I'm just in town in February.
Here's the thing, too. Like, what I should be telling you guys, like, the stress of having to do it every year. It's one of those things where I know you guys love them, so I feel like you'll get upset if I don't ask, but then also I don't want to give you the fucking pressure that you got to have a new Killer 15 every year.
No, I don't feel. If I couldn't do it, I would say.
Your hand's up here. You're making me nervous.
No, I'm actually just touching.
I don't feel
I couldn't
that
punch.
kind
For
of
me,
pressure.
I just
It was only one hand. My other hand I'm sitting on. So
We'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.